Link to the story will be in the description. Still Raw by Fuyahara Sora. Somewhere, on sunny morning, where birds are chirping and fresh air brought in by the wind adorn that day, makes you want to laze around and do nothing to enjoy the day. Now we move to another place, where trees planted in a land near some wall. There is nothing special about those trees. The leaves are green, pithy stems, and branches that look sturdy for taking a nap on it. Everything looks normal. Gusts of wind shaking the branches for seconds, make a couple of shoots carried following the wind. It is floating to somewhere, going with the wind while sometimes flickering in the air. It remained like that until the leaf falls to the ground too. Sweep before being swept away by a broom with several other leaves. Sweep, sweep, sweep. The sweep paused. And as if controlled, the screen now is moving upward. From the broom's stiff fibers, to the handle of a pair of hands to grip it, then stopped on someone's face. Yawn's so sleepy. He looks like a teenager, 3 lines each on the person's cheek and messy spiky blonde hair with a sleepy expression on his face. A frown changed his drowsy face, his eyes open showing a pair of blue-colored one to the world. It flashed becomes purple before returned back to blue. Now what are those birds planning? Coming to this town in that number. The blonde wrinkled his face like someone who thinks hard and keeps like that for a moment before back to sleepy expression. Whatever he chose to swing back the broom to the left and right motion. The screen now moving to another place, focused on his name tag. Naruto Didon. Imaginary sound effect can be heard like in some anime, before once again the screen moving to the back of this. Naruto guy. Kuo Academy janitors do don. Ohayu gozaimasu osu ohayu gozaimasu osu ohayu gozaimasu osu. Maybe you already know about what happened in there. Maybe not. No. It's not about 2 people greeting each other repeatedly. That was Naruto who greet with still sleepy face to several people who passing him. For someone who already noticed, those who pass him are students of Kuo Academy. The school that was originally an all-girls only, until it turned co-ed. Naruto slightly thanked that. It's such a pain in the ass for always called to staff room because some students accused him doing a lewd act with his eyes. In other words, peeping. He probably a pervert, but he's no fool for showing it openly. Kya. It's them. His thought is interrupted when he heard several girls and boys start squealing and some murmuring. The blonde rolled his eyes at the days routinely of Kuo squeals moment in the morning. Here we go. He ignores the growing murmur and continues sweeping on the sideline. So pretty. So beautiful. So gorgeous. As expected from Kuo Academy's 2 great ladies, those pretty face, their great personality, and that gorgeous body. It's like they are angels who sent to this school is what the majority students said, while he just snorted at that. Shaking his head at another stupidity of hormonal students. Well, it's not like. Whoever said that is totally wrong. Maybe only 90%. The angel statement. Yes, he knows who and what they are. Rias Gremory, 3rd-year student, red-haired girl, devil from the Gremory clan. A family that well known in the underworld. She is the current heir of that family. Himejima Akeno, 3rd-year student, black-haired girl, former fallen angel hybrid who becomes a devil as Rias Peerage's queen. What? Is he has to mention their 3 sizes too? Hell no. Find it on another source. The blonde continues sweeping, make sure to pause several minutes so their one-e samas didn't have a dust in their holy clothes as the students said. Another stupidity of them. Don't they wear the same uniform? He shook his head again and keep looking straight with an improvement in his facial expression. No longer sleepy with his eyelids is constantly slowly up and down. He improves it with a hard effort, the face that could be mistaken as lack of sleep now is. Become a bored face. He could see a streak of red hair from his left, before the so-called 2 great ladies of Kuo Academy walked slowly in front of him. Time seemed slowed down when the red-haired girl turned her head, showing a pair of blue-green eyes on him. Ohayu, says the redhead with a dazzling smile, followed by a nod from a black-haired girl behind her. The gesture just answered by a simple nod from Naruto, makes them continue to walk to the school. He wants to say OSU or Ohayu to greet her back. But it's always ended with a bad rumor about him. One day he greeted back them with a smile, and the students said he just lowly class who wants some attention. Another day he greeted with bored tone. Murmurs about how rude he is can be heard. So it's simple, he just doesn't have to say anything. Like now, the students are back to normal and start to enter the school. No murmurs, no whispering, just normal as always. While he just starts to dozing off because one of the troublesome things already done. Taking back the video from Motohama, check. Greeting the Bizounen, check. Lend Issei some magazine, check. Give candy to the kitten, check. Give the Gremory girl and her queen a nod, Check yep. Everything seems in order, but why he feels forgot something. It's already on the tip of his thought, still. What was it again? He decided to shrug it off and going to some tree near the entrance, ignoring a familiar energy signature he could sense from long ago before leaning on the tree. The blonde janitor let out a yawn and closing his eyes in slow motion. He is ready to dive into another world where he could do anything without being bothered. Then he felt something hard hit his face to the left. Earlier among the students that went to Kuo Academy that morning, we focused on a group of 3 students now. Although not as famous as the 2 great ladies, they also quite popular among the students. In the middle of them, the one who leads. A young woman around the same age as the other students around her, with black hair styled in a short bob cut and violet eyes. She also wears a pair of red glasses. On her right side. Another young woman that taller than the previous one with knee-length black hair with split bangs and light brown eyes. She also wears blue semi-rimmed glasses with square lenses. And the last one is a girl that has shoulder-length reddish-brown with swept bangs and an antenna sticking out from the top and brown eyes. The fact they also students of Kuo Academy, of course they wear the same uniform. Tsubaki, what plans we have today? Asked the violet eyes girl, to the long black-haired young woman. Hi, Keiku. There is a meeting about school security with the teachers. It seems yesterday trespassing incident caught their attention. After that, school patrolling at noon. Also, some students complained about the perverted trio. Again said the newly named Tsubaki to the Keiku. The last one what she said make the 3 sighs tiredly. Ha! Those guys always make us troubled with their behavior, the reddish-brown haired girl complained. Continue a firm tone from the violet eyes dismissed their unsolved problem. What could she says, it's their nature to be like that. Even after how many times being reprimanded, those 3 always doing it again. Tsubaki complied with a nod, before continued. At after school would be another meeting with Kendo Club and Karate Club, it's about adding the equipments. And the last she paused when seeing the shorter girl in front her stopped moving while looking at somewhere. Following her gaze, Tsubaki now looking what make the shorter girl stopped. The 2 great ladies of Kuo Academy as expected from them. They always caught everyone's attention, said the reddish-brown haired girl, amused by the Gremory clan's heiress. Keicho, isn't that our school janitor in there? Continued the girl with asking the oblivious question, missing a twitch from the short black-haired young woman. Said the young woman now looking at the blonde, more like focusing all the attention on him. She saw him give her rival, the Gremory's heiress, a nod and keep standing in there like a someone who has nothing else to do. After the daily commotion is done, she saw the blonde seem think about something. Good. Looks like he remember his task. Or what was she thought before, said the blonde janitor shrugging his shoulder, and then go to some tree near him. The lazy bastards. She knew this would be happening. Heck, she already predicted this. Tsubaki, said the short-haired observer with a calm tone, but you could hear a slight irritate on it if you more pay attention. Hi, Keiku. The new one? The question itself was answered by a nod from the Keiku of Kuo Academy. She pulls out gloves from her pocket. Then put it in her hands and raised her right palm as if demand something. Number 4. Hi, wait a moment please. The reddish-brown haired girl who saw it is confused. What's wrong? What happened? And what the Keiku means of number 4. She saw silently as Tsubaki put gloves to her hands too and rummaging her bag, then she brings out something and it is a brick. With number 4 on it. Ah no. Keiku. What is that? Asked the girl while looking at the object that passed a short black-haired young woman in front of her. Tomoe-san, called the Keiku without looking at the newly named Tomoe. Hi? Said a slightly curious Tomoe now. It's a brick. She sweat dropped at that. Of course, she knows it, the thing that made of dried earth with rectangle size, has pink hue colored and slightly burnt on the edge. It's definitely a brick. But what about it? Why she brings out a brick? Moreover, why Tsubaki bring it in her bag? The fact it numbered 4 is that means there's more? Before she opened her mouth, a hand gripped her shoulder. She turned to the source and found Tsubaki shook her head. As if telling her to not question it furthermore. Tomoe complied what the young woman with blue semi-rimmed glasses want, before focusing what her Keiku going to do. She saw those violet eyes focused on the blonde janitor, piercing and analyzing of his movement. She saw the janitor yawning and starts to nod off. He nod once, again, and before he finished another one, Keiku throw the brick that makes some pro-level baseball player is proud. Swoosh, bam, thud, bullseye. Kya! This time some students are screaming at Naruto who's sprawling on the ground. Tomoe is now looking at the situation with gaping mouth, missing the Keiku and Tsubaki doing high five. Let's go, Meguri. Nothing less, she only could nod with a dumbfounded expression, before following the short black-haired young woman. What the hell is the only thing what Naruto thought. He knew something will happen. He knew she threw something at him. But come on. A brick? And why the hell it so damn hurts? Janitor-san. You're bleeding. Are you okay? What happened to you? Said some student at him. Ah. The nice lady in there. Let this unfortunate victim tell you something. First. The fact that you said I'm bleeding is clearly shown that I'm not okay. Second. If you want to know what happened to me, nothing. It's just a normal thing that I always bleeding from my head. It's not like a brick near your right foot that still has my blood there is related to what happened here. He actually seriously wants to say that. But the thought of many trouble things like another bad rumor about him increased make him stop. What happened? Another female voice comes to the scene. And the culprit come to the show, thought Naruto, who his face still on the ground. Ah, Sona Keiko. It's terrible. Janitor-san suddenly falling down and he's bleeding. The girl that has a role as cannon fodder this time is explained. And well. Finally. We have the Keiku's name here. I see, said the newly named Sona is now looking at the blonde. What's with that not interested tone? Don't worry. We the student council will take it from here. I think you should go to your call now, said Sona professionally. Ah. Okay then, said the cannon fodder before going back to the school. Oi. Why are you leaving me just like that? Is this what they call acting as a good person to boost their own popularity? The situation is now back to normal. They back to chat, laughing, and greeting to another student. Ignoring their academy's janitor who's sprawling on the side of the road behind Kuo High School student council members. Wake up, said Sona to the blonde. Naruto turning his head to the left. He could see her soft blue-colored panties between those legs. Before planting back his face to the ground. Tsubaki, give me another fine. Fine. I'm waking up now. Cut the blonde before the Keiku in front him finished her sentence. He rose up from the ground and panting dust in his clothes and pants. His blue eyes are looking at violet eyes directly before sighing tiredly. Geez. Here I am trying to relax for a minute and then, someone was throwing me a brick to my head, said Naruto with deadpan tone. Ara, good for you, isn't it? For receiving a love tap in the morning? Asked Sona with clearly fake smile. What are you, a sadist? Where's the part of love taps at this? The blonde pointed his bleeding head. Then how about a reminder? For your job. Her fake smile is gone, replaced by flat stare to the janitor. Answered the gesture, Naruto give her the same expression. Ha? A reminder? For what? To listening to your other gibberish, Keiku-san. A twitch in Sona's eyebrows. Ara is one of the staff of our academy. Is this forgetful? I don't know if I have to report this to the teachers. The fact that your tiny brain already gave a task by one of the lovely student council yesterday? Janitor-san. Now it's Naruto's eyebrows that twitched. And what is this task? Oh, please tell me this helpless person, because there isn't a slight memory in my head about the so-called one of the lovely student council that's so pitiful of you, for only have a short memory capacity. No wonder you couldn't remember to make sure lock the gate when the bell rings. Instead, trying to sleep like a homeless goon, he tries to retort that, his mouth already open to deny whatever the young woman in front of him said. Only a certain memory about him, who half asleep is given an order by Sona to lock the gate today because the usual teacher is having an accident. Of course I remember about locking the gate. I'm just taking a nap for a bit. Wow. Ignoring your pathetic attempt to lie. How could you stay awake after doing the so-called nap of yours? Given the information from my source that you could doze off for hours with only leaning in some place. Ah, I think I remember some animal that has the same trait. Like a sloth. Thank you. I know I'm cute that make all the girls fall for me. And for your question, it's easy, just tell the stalker that it's a talent. I get it when I always listening a nag from a certain person. That person must be so wise, for always lecturing an old pervert with youngster skin. What? A pervert? This is rich to hear it from a tsundere Siskan who always says one-e-sama should this and one-e-sama should that. My flabbergasted level is up with this. It's better than a lolicon. Oh, I'm sorry if I don't have the same sick fetish like you, but I really want to know, how do you feel to chase a 5-year-old child's skirt? I have to fill the detail before throw you into a jail. I don't know it myself. The fact that some idiot could mistake a lolicon for a pedophile. That was a big fail. Listen here, lost lamb. Lolicon is a fantasy boss. The two keep bickering with great restraint of their anger, leaving Tsubaki who looking at them like on daytime TV drama and still gapping mouth Tomoe with eyes open wide. The reddish brown-haired girl shook her head, finally wake from the unexpected sight of her Keiku, before turning her head to Tsubaki. Fuku Keiku. What are? I mean, Keiku is. The one who was being called, turning her head to Tomoe. Tomoe-san, I think you should ask it to Keiko herself later, said Tsubaki with cool demeanor, before looking back at the bickering duo. Hi. She doesn't get it. Why can't Tsubaki just tell her right now? She shook her head, deciding to put the matter for another time. Looking at her watch, she saw it's almost time for school bells to be ringed. Ah. I think we should go now. Or we're gonna be late, said Tomoe to the Fuku Keiko. Missing a glint appeared in Naruto and Sona's eyes. Time seemed slowed down. Sona, who heard her Kohai's advice, already opened her mouth in slow motion. But she made a mistake to see Naruto eyes that focused on behind her with a frightened expression. In instinct, she turned her head. Still in slow motion. Missing Naruto, who give her a troll face. Teddy bear panties, those words are like a bullet that fired into her ear. The 3 words that can be heard before being processed by her brain, then unlocking some memories in the past. Teddy bear panties. Wink, said a younger Sona while posing as magical girls with humiliated expression on her face. She currently wears bear-shaped ears, loose brown shirt, and white panties with cartoonish bear face that printed on it. Meanwhile, a younger Naruto was laughing hard in front of her, and beside him is a slightly older-looking Sona who has a star on her eyes. Those embarrassing scenes shown in her head that makes a red hue appeared in her face. She quickly turned her head, mouth already opened before being interrupted. Ding dong dang dong wah wah well. What do you know, time sure go fast. I'm sorry to inform you that I still have something to do, said Naruto, who start walking to the gate direction. Ah. Don't all of you have a class to go? I'm sure a role model as the student council wouldn't make some bad impression to the teacher now. Johnny, he waving his right hand without looking back. Didn't see Sona, who still blushing, give him a death glare. TCH is the only sound that coming from her mouth, before turning and walked into the school. She keeps walking and didn't look back. Thinking 100 plans to pay back the blonde janitor. Until she hears a maniacal laughter. Ah ha ha ha. And that was my 349th victory. You should already know that you will never win against the great Namikaze Naruto-sama. Sona-tan. Bwah ha ha bam. Thud, thank you, Fuku Keiko, you're welcome. Keiko, another high five to their silent victory. Meanwhile, a pair of brown eyes looking at the gesture with deadpan stare behind them. Uck. My head. The moment he awake, Naruto found himself in the school nurse's room. He tries to remember the recent things that happened to him. Then a flash about a brick, soft blue panties, and another brick resurfaced from his head. TCH, that brat. How dare she water the brick with holy water, no wonder it feels so hurt. He looks at the window near him. Knowing it's already afternoon when he saw the sun position. Well. Actually, there's a clock that showed 4 p.m. in the window reflection. So he knows for sure that it's already afternoon. With a sigh, he rose from the bed and tidying it up. He checks whether his stuff's still there and no one are gone. Then he found something in his pocket. It's a note. You overslept again, moron. What a hassle that I have to send one of the students to get the gate key so all the students could go home. Whatever. Meet me at the student council room after you wake up. Sloth. Sona. The blonde can't be helped twitched from the first sentence to the last one. That damned brat, isn't she herself who made me unconscious? He scratched his hair with frustration, before let out another sigh. Better to go now than have to listening her nag again. With that, he starts to walk out from there and go to the student council room. Knock knock, come in. A door opened from outside, before revealing Naruto, who have a flat stare at the person in front of him. If only he could see her behind those mountain stacks of paper. I'll come back later. Wait, Naruto compiled it. He saw Sona rose up, and then walk around the desk. She keeps staring at him with calculating gaze before sighing. What's with it can't be helped, then sigh. He saw the young woman in front of him pulled out something from her pocket. The gesture makes him tensed, increasing his awareness if she would throw another brick at him. But it seems he's wrong, because he saw a note instead. Here. It's a list that you must buy, and here she rummaging her other pocket. Where is the money again? Ah. It's at Tsubaki. His stare couldn't be drier than that. He massages his forehead and lets out a desperate sigh. You call me here only for doing something like this? A pair of violet eyes blinking at him. Twice. Yes, his body trembled beyond rage. Hands clenching tightly. You. It's for school's necessity. The blonde takes steps to the front, grab the note harshly and read it. He wants to say something. Mouth already opened, but there nothing comes out from it. Only another tired sigh that out from him. Just give me the money and I'll go, understood. Wait a minute here, I'll go find Tsubaki and ask the money now. With that, she out from there. Naruto stood still in there, looking at the door for minutes before turning back to the pile of paper on Sona's desk. Another extra work then. His hand reached out and white bluish magical array can be seen from above the papers. In another place. Now we see Naruto who walking while reading a manga and sometimes. He has this perverted giggle that out from his mouth. He keeps focusing on the manga, ignoring many eyes that sent towards him. Some confused, some afraid, some disgusted, and some eyes are filled with lust. Don't ask about the last one. He keeps doing that while showered by red hue from the sun, meaning it's when the day would change become night shortly. Ooh? Now comes to the end of date event. The blonde felt sore in his throat before he read the next page of his manga. The situation is when the main hero is finally asked the main heroine for a date after promised if the main hero win in some battle, he would take the main heroine to a date. Typical old shonen manga, isn't it? With a snap from his right fingers, a small puff of smoke appeared, then he grabbed something or revealed a can of Coke appeared in his right hand. Using his finger, Naruto opened the can and drank the Coke. The blonde janitor feels something off. He turned to the right side and saw someone he knew as a friend. Issei? Truth to be told, there stood his brown-haired friend in a park. Hi, how do Issei, and it seems he's not alone in there. Isn't that a fallen angel? Why would she's after the thing in his body, of course. What he means about the thing is no other than something special like a rare energy, strong bloodline, or a sacred gear. Well, he would prevent any bad things that happen to him when the right time. For now, let's continue reading his manga. Ha. In the picture now is the main heroine who laughing in some pair with sparkling effect on the background. Ha. Female laughter has reached Naruto's ears. It sure was fun today. The main heroine is now looking at the hero with a satisfied smile. It sure was fun today, the same female voice that he heard before. He looks at the source and found it was the fallen angel who said it. I wonder. He looks at his manga as read the content. Hey, Ishii-kun, what is it, Yuka-chan? Now Naruto looked back at his friend. Hey, Issei-kun, what is it, Yuuma-chan? A bright star appeared in his eyes. He looking at his manga again with excited face. Interesting. There is something I want to do to celebrate our first date. Can you hear my wish? The heroine, Yuka, is asked Ishii shyly. What is the wish you want? Ishii asked back curiously. Looking back on reality again. There is something I want to do to celebrate our first date. Can you hear my wish? The fallen angel asked it with shyly. What is the wish you want? Issei asked back pathetically. Ooh. The blonde flipped the next page's manga, and continued to read it. He saw one full page with Yuka's expression only. Will you kiss me? Yuka asked the hero with blush and pleading eyes of her. Looking at Issei again. Will you die for me? Now look back at wait. Is he heard it wrong? He flips the manga too for several previous pages and reads it once again with high intensity. It sure was fun today, said Yuka, who now looking at Ishii with a satisfied smile. Hey, Ishii-kun, what is it, Yuka-chan? There is something I want to do to celebrate our first date. Can you hear my wish? The heroine, Yuka, is asked Ishii shyly. What is the wish you want? Ishii asked back curiously. Will you kiss me? Yuka asked the hero with blush and pleading eyes of her. Now looking back at the reality. He found something that unexpected. There's Issei, on the ground, with a spear that made of light is stuck on his gut, and the fallen angel is already gone from there. He stood in there like a hopeless deer. Looking at his friend, his fellow pervert who always said wanna be a harem king, his dear fellow pervert who have big loves for boobs, is laying on the ground with his blood. He moves his legs to the opposite direction while muttering. Ignore it. Knock knock. Come in. A door opened and showing Naruto, who's still holding his manga. OSU, you're late. He suddenly blinked at that. Somehow, he wants to give the young woman in front of him a lame excuse. But the gloves he saw in her hands make him disperse the idea. Sorry? He relieved when see Sona nodding and take off her gloves. The Keiku grab a cup and walk to near the window while take a sip whatever is in the cup once a while. So, what happened? It's unusual for you to this late? Said Sona, who still look out through the window. Naruto maybe look calm and collected while facing her back. But on the inside, his mind is thinking how to escape this situation. Come on, Naruto. Think. You can't tell her that you went to another town just to get a rare magical girl Milky Spiral 7 alternative figurines. He took a deep breath and coughs 2 times. I was scouting in some area. There's a big number of the fallen angels that come to this town. And it seems they are after something or some things, Naruto. You are awesome. Oh. For that matter, I already heard it from someone else, said Sona. Still sipping her drink. It seems whatever there is still hot. A few minutes passed with silence in there, though Naruto, who stood still, have contemplating looks on his face. Ano. What is it? No, that. It's just when I going back to here while read this manga Naruto show and pointed the manga in his hand. I saw Issei with this cute girl. What about it? Asked Sona half-hearted while blowing her drink with foo-foo sound come from her mouth. Apparently, the two of them are going out and on a date then. She moves her cup to near her mouth. Then, after watching for minutes, I feel bored and can't be helped too curious about what happened next in this manga. So I read it a little and before I know. She drinks the whatever in that cup. The girl stab him cue to spit out her drink. The blonde see Sona coughing a few times before turned back and give him a disbelieved looks. She stabbed him. It seems he was wrong after all, for told her about what happened earlier. Just look at that glare, oh no. This is bad. The young woman in front of him has quickly put her gloves again and already rummaging something in the cabinet. It's not like he can't dodge everything she throws at him. But you know, sometimes you just have to let a girl hit you. It's for comedy service. Yeah. Sometimes, life isn't that fair. Wait a minute, Sona. Calm down and please don't throw that brick. He cowering in fear, doesn't want to taste the damnable holy brick again. And why should I listen to you? It's because everything is already controlled. She put the brick on her desk before giving him her coldest stare. Explain. Now Naruto turned his head and saw the damnable brick is no longer in Sona's hand. He stood up with still gazing on the brick. Looking it wary because he could sense something holy about it. Now. Okay. You don't have to yell. Geez. He cleared his throat. What I mean is, I think the Gremory girl has made Issei as her peerage Rias. Yeah. That girl. Because not long after I walk away going to report it to you. I could sense her energy near Issei. So it's possible that she has reincarnated him into a devil and adds him to her peerage. Ignoring the slip, Sona seems calm a bit after hearing that. She processes the information once again and found something off from it. And why would she do that? What make you sure that Rias would add Issei to her peerage? Maybe because of his sacred gear? Sacred gear? He has one? Well, from what I put one and one together, I sense Issei seem have something similar like one of your pawn. What is his name again? Saki? Sadie? Sanji? Saji? And what do you? The young women held her question and think a bit about what the blonde janitor said. Saji have a sacred gear called Absorption Line, one of several sacred gears which hold the soul of Ritra, the black dragon. So that means. Don't tell me. Yeah. Issei has a sacred gear that related to a dragon. And a strong one too if it could make a fallen angel afraid of the possibilities. She quite shocked about that. To think someone like Hayato Issei could possess a powerful sacred gear. Furthermore, Rias seems is the one who gets it. A tired sigh out from Sona's mouth, she moves to sit on near chair and massage her forehead. She keeps silent like that, ignoring Naruto who start to read his manga again. Suddenly she straightens up, eyes focusing on the blonde. What? He can't be helped slightly intimidated by how she looks at him. Those eyes, those violet eyes are screaming trouble for him. Tell me something, Namikaze. From the way you explain it to me. You seem know about Issei's sacred gear for a while. So, since when? Huh? Oh, about that. I already know it around 1 month. Wait. Why are you still want to throw that thing at me? I already explained it, didn't I? He cowered again, using his manga as a shield to his head. Then explain once again about why you didn't tell me about that information? And what would you do with it? Want to make him yours peerage? With what? Don't you only have 1 rook, 1 bishop, and 3 pawns left? The young woman who wears red rim glasses stopped. That's right. Even if she wants to add him to her peerages, how she does it? Saji need 4 pawns to reincarnate him. And if what the blonde in front her said about how powerful Issei's sacred gear is true, I think I'll go home now. She stands up from the chair and walks to front him. Then, a white bluish magic symbol appeared under her. Yeah, I think you need that. Oh, and where I should put your order? Said Naruto who showing a scroll from nowhere. Near the cabinet. What Sona said before white light engulfed her. And she goes like that. Not even a thank you, no good night, and no see you later. Even some errand boy deserves that. He walks to where the young woman with violet eyes sat and opened the scroll. Kai. A puff of smoke come into the view, then a different kind of thing appeared in front of Naruto. He walks into the Keiku's desk, looking at the brick who gives him so much pain with a nasty glare. He opened another scroll and put the white content on above the damnable brick. Phew in. With another puff of smoke, the brick is gone. Naruto clapped twice before put his hands together in praying motion. May our path never cross again. He stopped the gesture before closing his eyes a moment. And when he opened it back, gone the blue color of his eyes, being replaced by purple. He looks at his surround, sensing if there's anyone who could interrupt what he will do. Okay, it seems there's no one else in the school. He snapped his fingers. Another white bluish magic symbol now glowing above on the same desk, then a pile of papers appeared from it. With little illusion and someone fatigues on doing job, anybody won't realize if their work are less than it should be. The blonde walk around it and sat on the chair before pick one of those paper and read it. Let's see. Swimming club budget, huh? Well, it should be like alone in the student council room. The blonde janitor writes and fills the necessary things for each those papers. Solving Kuo Academy's problems with the best solution and keep doing it without complaining. Yosh. Next is before he finished what he wants to say, a flash of white light appeared in front of him. After it gone, he looks what in the front. It's Sona. What are you doing? Wah wah. No. This the young woman is ignoring his panic gesture and grab one of the papers and read it. A paperwork, and it's directed to Kuo's student council. She looks at the solution request box part and impressed what is written in it. Namikaze, Sona said it with unreadable tone, makes Naruto who halfway to sneak out from there stopped. He turned around, facing the back of her. Ah ha ha ha, yo you know. This isn't like you see, said Naruto nervously. Do I have to say it? It was clear that she wants an explanation from what he did. Naruto who understand it just give what she wants. Yeah. I'm the one who fills it. Why? The blonde let out another sigh. It's already become a habit for the two if they always together. Whether in public, meeting, or even if they just passing by, the two always let out a sigh. Maybe it's because they understand each other. But in what? He doesn't know it himself. Recently, your family clan has a problem, right? And as the heiress, you have to take a big part for resolving it. So what? Asked Sona, still not facing the blonde. So you could get a rest, idiot. Her violet eyes widened a second after heard that. Well, it's not like Naruto could see it. I don't understand. As an heiress of Citri clan, I have to prioritize to solve any kind of problem in my clan first. 1 or 2 night for not resting is normal for me. This why a brat is. Muttered Naruto before continued with honest tone. It's because I'm worried about you, eh? You have to work as student council in the morning and as Citri's heiress at night. No matter how sturdy a devil's body is, their mind is the same as a human. Even with a little stress, it could affect their body. I see a nod comes from Naruto, satisfied she understand it. But, work is work. If it isn't then there won't be any meaning to do it. Naruto frowned at that. Didn't she hear it before, that he is worried about her? You will, Sona interrupted. If you want to help me that badly. No, she shook her head, correcting herself about what she want to say. Namikaze. From now on, at after school. You'll help me to finish all the student council's paperwork in here until the Citri's clan problem is solved. It makes the blonde still disagree. Isn't it just same as making her work? Boo, and I take no for that. His hands clenched and body trembled. You that's. Gah. He scratches his hair furiously, and then slouched tiredly. Fine. Naruto walked forward in her direction with a dejected face. Don't want anything else than finish those paperworks. Wait, just 2 steps from where he stood, Sona stopped him. What could you make a tea for me? I'm thirsty. Naruto muttered some unintelligent words before turning back. And walked to the door. Wait, now what? He snapped without looking back. His hand is already on the doorknob. Thank you. Naruto, his eyes widened at that honest words of her. He actually never heard that a young woman with short black hair say his name again since 3 years ago, when she just entered this school. He smiled and lets out a soft snort, before open the door. Hi. The blonde goes out from that room, and without looking back he continued what he said before closed the door. My king-sama. Maybe if Naruto looking back and pay more attention to the window, he should see that beautiful smile in Sona's red tint face. Keiku, what is he doing in here? The one who said it is a young man with short blonde hair and gray eyes who wears the Kuo Academy boys' school uniform. Behind him, there are 5 other people including Tsubaki and Tomoe. About why the male student said that question, it's because currently he sees someone that not belongs to Kuo Academy's student council. Naruto, the janitor. OSU greet the spiky blonde without looking the questioner, still focused doing those paperworks in front him. You know. I think I'm regretting to help you in the morning now. Why can't I just do this at after school like yesterday? Asked Naruto to Sona while answering some request on the paper. Didn't you hear me before? We have a meeting with all of the teachers later, Sona explained calmly. But I can't take a nap because of it. Whined Naruto. You can take it as much as you want later at night but, it's different. How so? Because that's called sleeping. Not a nap. It sounds same to me, you don't get it, do you? Listen, a nap will give you a blessed feeling, instead sleeping who only happen because of tired. With a nap, your body know when works best for them, but sleeping is only keep late in there and only wake up after more than 2 hours. Moreover, you could only take a nap when lazing around, instead sleeping because you have nothing to do. Do you understand now? No, why not? I already explained it to you, didn't I? So why? Because it sounds same to me, you don't get it, do you? Listen, a nap will give you a blessed feeling, instead sleeping who only happen because of tired. With a nap, your body know when works best for them, but sleeping is only keep late in there and only wake up after more than 2 hours. Moreover, you could only take a nap when lazing around, instead sleeping because you have nothing to do. Do you understand now? No, why not? I already explained it to you, didn't I? So why? Because it sounds same to me, you don't get it, do you? Listen, a nap will give you a blessed feeling, instead sleeping who only happen because of tired. With a nap, your body know when works best for them, but sleeping is only keep late in there and only wake up after more than 2 hours. Moreover, you could only take a nap when lazing around, instead sleeping because you have nothing to do. Do you understand now? No, why not? I already explained it to you, didn't I? So why? Because it sounds, and it just repeated again and again. The two keep talking with calm, flat tone, ignoring all those dumbfounded stares from other people in that room. Ano? Keiku? Asked the short blonde who wake from those hypnotic conversation, after heard it about 10th times. Ah, sorry, Saji. As you can see, he's doing school's paperwork with me, said Sona to the newly named Saji. Didn't see those disbelief looks from the group. And Naruto, stop whining and finish that works already. Which answered with lazy hi from the spiky blonde janitor. Sona. I'm already done with all school club's request about club's equipment and room arrangement problems. Now I'm going to finish the new club member registration. Sona turned her head to Naruto and says thanks before back to doing her part. The others look at how their Keiku and Kuo Academy's janitor exchanging a nonchalant conversation to professional workaholic demeanor. But despite all the odds, there's one thing that make them curious. Why Keiku calls him with his given name. But Keiku, why are you let Namikaze-san doing it? He's only a janitor, you know, and what if he made a mistake? Said a young girl with white hair that reaches an inch past her shoulder and blue-green eyes. The question itself is answered by a smirk from Sona. Then, why don't see it yourself? His work is each member of Kuo student council member does what their Keiku says. They grab one, then sweat dropped after read what was in it. Request, Kendo Club request for a new set of equipment. We can't let Kiba-sama's skin to be soiled by those germs. Answer, don't worry, I think just clean the equipment with water and cloth will do that. With scrubbing it on every part over and over will make those germs gone. Or you could ask Namikaze-san, the janitor, to do it for 150 yen each set. But if you really want a new one, you could order it via Naruto Express and he'll give you a discount up to 30%. Request, I think the literary club needs a new room. The one which we had currently in is uncomfortable for us. Those sounds that super rock metal clubs made are too loud. It's hard for us to read peacefully. Please, do something about it. Answer, there's an empty room on 3rd floor in schoolhouse, you could check it first. If you want it, come to us to fill the requirement before moving. By the way, I heard the literary club has too many books in there and needs some space for the next book that coming. I personally recommend you to move from where your club's room now. And if you have a problem for doing it, Naruto-san the janitor could do the moving just for 700 yen. Quiet cheap, isn't it? Request, we think the current school's swimsuit needs some change, is it okay if we do it? Answer, as long as it won't too much revealed and still appropriate, why not? Ah, but you should show the design to us first so we could judge it. Talk about design, I heard Naruto-san our janitor could draw really well. You should talk it to him. And, it's only cost 300 yen if you're doing it this week. That's the gist of it. This, muttered Saji while trembling. What is this? You there? We are the student council. Not enterprises, continued the short blonde while pointing on Naruto. Huh? What are you talking about? To take or not the offer, it's their own choice. I'm just trying to help the students. Well. With some price, of course, the last one is said with sly tone. Shut up, you gold digger. Naruto suddenly stopped and his aura becomes different. The entire members except Sona are tensed, seeing something different from the janitor in front of them. Gold digger, you say? A calm whisper out from Naruto's mouth, loud enough to be heard to the others. Yeah. You're just abusing our power as the student council, aren't you? Said Saji nervously. Uncharacteristic snort like an Uchiha come from Naruto. Please don't compare me with those newbies, said Naruto while pushing imaginary glasses in his nose bridge. Then what are you from the tone? It seems the short blonde restrained his anger greatly. Naruto, who heard it, still calm. He pulls his collar and released it in cool pose and says, I am. A swindler Q-face faults by all those who heard it. Even Sona almost made a mistake on her work. Isn't that even worse? Tomoe, who recovered quickly, is giving him a Tsukomi. Is not his too. Naruto blinked at the unison. He sees each of all the members who shouted him giving a glare. The spiky blonde sighed and say, it can't be helped then. Seems like I should quit and go back to my old job as a beggar. No, I think a robber will do. What do you all think? The way their school's janitor said it with innocent smile and glittering light background make them want to grab then throw him to a psychiatrist. Every member of Kuo Student Council is ready to say something about that, but a sound that resembled as Final Fantasy's victory fanfare interrupts them. Ah, my phone, said Naruto, who start rummaging his pocket. They who know the meaning of that sound are gritting their teeth, feeling as if the blonde janitor is mocking them. Hello, Naruto, all in all, master of trades in here. May I know the victim, I mean, the great person who will have my service? What's with that lame introduce? Moreover, he clearly said victim, didn't he? Is what in their thought. All of them, including Sona, now are looking at the blonde who answered with serious face, before change to easygoing then chat animatedly. He keeps like that for minutes before closing the phone. He turning to their Keiku direction and clapping once loudly, interrupt all of them once again. Sorry, Sona. It seems someone needs me, and I must meet him now. A frown marred in Sona's face. What about those paperworks? Ah, that. I already finished it. Along with another half from your part, chirped Naruto happily, make all of them who heard him snap their head to the blonde's table. True to be told, those amount of stacks on his table are increasing greatly from a few minutes ago. How? Well then, itadakimasu. Naruto, who went outside of the door, give them a salute, and then he bolted out from there. Gya ha 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 ha. Hey! Don't running in the hall. Shout a short, petite girl with a pair of green clips in the front of her twin ponytails, brown hair and green eyes. She tried to chase him, but it's too late when saw the spiky blonde already turning toward the stairs. The girl decided come back in, returning with the others but before closing the door. It's true. Everything's are done, said a tall girl with blue, shoulder-length hair and matching blue eyes. She currently checked some of the paperworks from the school janitor part. What's wrong, Rhea? Tomoe asked someone beside her. She is a slim girl with long brown hair that ends in two short braids and matching brown eyes. She also wears a blue headband. The newly named Rhea just looking at the paper in her hand intensely. Make the other members now focus their attention to her. Ano. Rhea? Questioned once again by Tomoe. Ah, sorry Tomoe-chan. It's just. His answer is amazing. Look at how he give an answer that make you think how troublesome this thing's to do with the first sentence, before giving an input about there's another way to do it with easier. Then he used that moment to promoting his service. As a treasurer. I'm impressed. More than one person does face palming in that room. Tsubaki suddenly moved forward and looking at Sona with glint in her glasses. Keiku, I want to ask again. Why don't you put him into our school and add him to the student council? The others who heard it already know what the true meaning of those words. Why don't we make him a devil and add him to your peerage? I won't do that, Sona said it calmly. Besides, he is already one of you, silently added Sona in her thought. But why? From his appearance, he's no older than 18 years old. A scoff came from Sona, but Tsubaki ignored it and continued. And think the advantage of it. When he does all the paperworks, we could do something else, another word that have a hidden message come from Tsubaki. The others easily translated it as he will do all the paperworks while we could laze around. Agreed instantly, both Tomoe and the twin-tailed girl raised their hand. Well. If Fuku Keiku said it like that. I think it's not that bad, right Tsubasa-san? Said the white-haired girl to the blue-haired who newly named Tsubasa. An extra hand wouldn't be bad, Momo-san. Tsubasa give a nod to the white-haired girl by Momo as her name. A male friend, huh? That's a good idea, Fuku Keiku said Saji with approving smile. Sona see all of her servant, from Tsubaki on the left to the twin-tailed girl that she recognized as Nimura Ruruko on far right. All of them have happy smile with sparkling background, but she doesn't see that. The young woman focused her violet eyes at something on their back, on those dark aura that hiding behind the fake accepting attitude. She really proud how devilish they can be. The Citri heiress rose up then walks to near window, making the atmosphere like some third-rate drama movie. While I find that idea is very fascinating. I still won't do that, but why Keiku? I don't understand, asked Tsubaki stubbornly. Sona sighed tiredly while looking out through window, ignoring Naruto who running to the gate direction. He does handspring, side flip, and then back flips with rolling 3 times in the air before landing with feet on the ground. And he continued run with hand in the air like a madman. Yep. Just ignore that. Tsubaki. You know that he is my childhood friend, right? Said Sona, who closing her eyes now. The information itself makes everyone except Sona and Tsubaki are shocked. Hi, we have been together almost all the times, and even it's hard to admit it. Naruto is a genius. Even from long time ago, never once I win against him in term of intelligence. Except if he led himself to lose another shocking news to the student council members. They knew how smart is their Keiku, but to know there's someone who could beat her. If that's so, Keiku. Isn't that making us more likely to get him here? He is your childhood friend after all, said Momo confusedly. Then, answer me. Sona turned back and facing all of them. Where do you draw the line between genius and crazy? I see the others said it while move their gaze to another direction. Because no one in that room could look at those desperated tears in her eyes. At another place we can see Naruto sat in one spot at open cafe, waiting for someone. Near him, almost all the place is filled with the couples who flirting each other. From his face, it seems he doesn't focus on anything around him. Yeah, looking at how he dozed off like get rejected even before confessed to a girl. Somehow, that sounds so pitiful. He keeps looking like that before as something cold touched his cheek. Turning his head, the blonde now seeing a man in his 20s with black hair and golden bangs. He also has red-violet eyes and wears gray kimono while holding soft drinks in his hands. Yeah. Sorry, for make you wait. The man currently give Naruto a dazzling smile, which make the blonde's face blue while holding his mouth. Ugh. Oi oi oi, isn't it rude for suddenly wanna puke after seeing someone's face? Naruto give him stop motion with his hand before composed himself after a few minutes. He turned his head and glaring at the man with 2 colored hair, with still pale blue hue on his face. Shut up, brat. You know how weak my stomach is, if I see anything that screaming homo, grunted the blonde. The man just shrugged it off, then sat on the opposite Naruto and offered the drinks. Here, something that maybe helps you, Ji-chan. Thanks, Aazil. He took then drinks it. Not my taste, but whatever, said Naruto, who start to feel better. I see you still annoying as ever. By the way, what's with suddenly calling my name like that? Questioned the newly named Aazil. Nah. I just think the author need to introduce your name so this scene could continue easier. For someone who not good with vocabulary and grammar, I think by giving your name will make this chapter better than always typing the man who has this or the man who has that. Simple like that. Thank you, Naruto. You're welcome, ha. Aazil's sweat dropped after heard what this blonde in front of him said. He just shrugged it off and thinks it's just another thing when an old man becomes senile in some moment. By the way, stop calling me like that, Ji-chan. Interrupted Aazil. You dare to ordering me? Questioned Naruto with calm deadly tone. Sorry. And answered pathetically by the older looking man. A nod from Naruto as he continued. So, what are these things you want to talk about? About that. Aazil cleared his throat, trying to ignore that annoying nickname and look at Naruto seriously. There is something I want you to do. Naruto give him a sigh and said. You know the rules, as long as it isn't involved about time travel, dimension transfer and world's destruction, right? Don't worry, Ji-chan. Even if I already become a fallen one, I still remember the rules. Blue eyes gazing at red-violet one intensely. Digging and search everything that lead to deception. Few minutes he searched and found nothing. Naruto continued to drink. Then, what is it? How's the blonde asked with casual tone. Make Aazil smiled in relief. Several people from my kind. Well, forget it. You know there's something wrong about those fallen angels who gathering in same place, right? The statement is answered with a simple nod from Naruto. It started when I give an order to one of them to observing someone. But it's turned out to be a mistake. In her own act, she killed him instead. Do what I said then run away. The reason why she'd that, I don't know it. Yet and this someone is turned to be a teen named Hayao Issei, right? Just shoot the request. I already know the gist of it, then it makes this conversation faster. Ji-chan, I want you to confirm me that the boy has Red Dragon Emperor as his sacred gear. It's simple, you just have to observe him for a while before repot it to me. The Welsh one? Yes. Well, fine by me, but Ji-chan, I need wait. Did you just agree? Yeah. I'm more curious about what kind of things you'll give as the payment rather than hearing your reason. And for your information, I don't find your toys are interesting. The man with 2 colored hair blinked at that easygoing answer. Then he laughed hard, make everyone who heard it turn their head at him. He laughed for a moment before died out and looking at Naruto with nostalgic gaze. Even after so long we've finally meet like this, you still don't changed. Forgiving nonchalant answer but straight to the point, that's the most thing I like about you. Ji-chan another dazzling smiles that Aazil give to Naruto. While the blonde reaction is, Bwee he's already near a trash can and throwing up on it. The peoples who hear the conversation are give a different reaction. Some disgusted, some understand, some condolence, and some excited. You bast Bwee 3 puking moment later now we see a slightly better Naruto and Aazil who have a bump on his head. Moving aside, I already agree to your request. Now, what's the payment? Aazil who uses healing magic at his head suddenly stopped. A smirk formed in his face before rummaging his sleeves and pull out something. That's. Tap, tap, tap from far away, a blur figure moving with steady pace. His step sound that echoed in all direction while a gust wind that suddenly passing that place, make the situation like where two cowboys would duel to the death. But this time, it's just the figure who walking alone. Foo a snicker out from his mouth, coincided with blonde spiky hair that began to visible to be seen. Foo. Ha ha, those evil villain laughter not only make nearby cat hissed, but also a mother who pull his son and going to another direction. Naruto rummages pocket. Eyes closed and proud smile in his face. Never thought the damn brat is who has it. Finally, after those long journeys to search it. Finally. He pull out 3 rectangle object that look like made of plastic. It has the same a picture of a busty woman with long black hair, but with different clothes on each object. In the lower left corner can be seen something like a stamp, with red colored mark R18, for adults only. Basically. It's a porn. Woo. Never thought I would get Milky Yui Nyan rare DVD edition. Not only 1, but 3 type of medium. Hi. And lunatic version, shouted Naruto like a child who get their first Xbox, missing a pair brown eyes looking at him with dry stare. The blonde start to running in circle with holding the porn in the air. His gaze never leaving the so-called Milky Yui Nyan rare edition. What are you doing, Namikaze? Then he stopped. Looking to the left he saw the same reddish-brown haired girl in the student council room before. He hides the porn behind his back, silently using a magic to put it on his pocket dimension. Then, he coughed in composure himself. Nothing a blatant dismissal comes from Naruto. By the way, you too. What are you doing in here? He scrunched his face before realization come to him. What are you doing in here? Toto-chan. Who are you called Toto-chan? Toriko? Wrong. Tomb Raider? The hell with Tomb Raider. It's Tomoe. Meguri Tomoe. Besides, what kind of parent would names their child Tomb Raider? Shouted Tomoe while pointing the blonde janitor. Ha, don't laugh it off. Naruto give a placating motion. Ma, I'm sorry. Now, back to the question then. What are you doing in here? Tomoe-ki, you. Doing it on purpose aren't you? Doing what? She really wants to punch that innocent smile. Ratatata, tata tilde scratch that. She will crush that phone, and then punch him in the face. Tomoe see the blonde rummaging his pocket and pull out his phone, still with that annoying ringtone. Before then he answered it. Hello Naruto, all in all his master. It's Sona, what's wrong? By the way, I met Tomoe-ki in here tilde. What do you mean? The second-year student of Kuo Academy look at the janitor receiving a call. From what she heard, it seems her Keiku is the one who called him. She sees how he answered with that nonchalant tone of him. Are you sure? Again. That serious demeanor which completely opposite what he did, make her wondering about what kind of person this janitor is. Oh, look. Now he is sighing. I'm okay with it from the start. It's you who told me to hide it after all, didn't you? Nah. Don't worry about it. I'm just curious about what is in your mind, that's all. Wait. Should I tell her everything, or just, okay then? Tomoe see the blonde ended the call and put the phone back to his pocket. Well then, let's go Tomoe-ki, said Naruto while start walking to random direction. Please stop calling me like that, Namikaze. Also, what do you mean by let's go? The girl following him curiously. Naruto. Call me Naruto, not Namikaze. And for you question, Sona told me to help you with your devil's job. She stopped her track after hearing that. Slightly shocked that the blonde know about what she is. What just did you said? Naruto, who expected this, turned back facing her. Sona really didn't tell you, did she? That I am? A smirk formed in his face. A swindler enough with that swindler thing already. Moo. Fine. I am a devil, pouted Naruto before continued walking without looking back. Eh? For someone like Meguri Tomoe, she didn't know what to say about the blonde in front her. Apparently, the young janitor of Kuo Academy isn't a regular human is what her thought. The fact that she and her friends always meet him on the school gate, heard a rumor that he could do many things, and someone who known as the poor prince among the girls is actually one of her kind. A devil. She does a face palming after remembered something. Of course, he is Keiku's childhood friend. And knowing she is a heiress devil from Sirti clan, it means the blonde is also a devil. We're here, his voice put in end her thought. She looks at the old warehouse building in front her before confirming the address once again. The place is right, turning her head to right, she facing the blonde and give him a nod. Thanks for accompanying me, Namikaze. But I'll take it from here, said Tomoe, who start walking into the old warehouse. But before that. Wait, Naruto, stop her. What is it? She's slightly curious about what will the childhood friend of Hikeku's thinks. I wonder. Somehow, that grins in his face screaming a stupidity to her. Creak. Dumb, a sound of an old door being opened and then closed by someone in empty warehouse. Where it's neither too bright, nor dark either in the inside. The figure walked to the front, makes some light from a window showing it as Tomoe. Hello, anyone in there, shouted the girl while walked a random direction. She walks for a minute before finds something in front her. A dead body. Ka ha 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 ha. A laughter sound can be heard from nowhere. Okay. Let's ignoring that C-rated terrible laugh, tell me who you are. He, little cunt devil, know how to talk still better than your little dick. Now, please tell me what kind of trash that I'm speaking with, said the girl with bored tone, before she sees a sword that passed through her stomach. A trash that killed a scum devil. Ka ha 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 ha. She turned her head and saw a young man with short white hair and red eyes. He was dressed in clerical clothing and had a disturbing smile on his face. In his hands is a sword, the one which stabbed her. It's supposed to be pained, instead a smirk formed in Tomoe's face. She bent her body so the head could see him clearly. Hey, I have a question. What is it, scum devil? Where's the blood? Her smirk turned become a full grin when the man realized that there's no blood dripping from her stomach. Poof, a puff of smoke engulfed Tomoe's body, before revealed a log replaced her. Ah. But it isn't an ordinary log. It's a log, with many sizzling papers. What the boom? The young man thrown from there. He's skidding, then stopped and looks around, searching for the devil that tricked him. Yo, the white-haired man turned his head at the source, and found a spiky blonde young man who's sitting on a pole. Ka ha 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 ha. Another scum devil to be kill, a joy remark come from the white-haired, contrary the opposite from his face that shone hold a lot of pains. Yep. Whatever makes those pains lessen up. They stood still for seconds with a grin in their face. After they considered long enough, both of them moved with a blur. If you slowed down a time, we could see the white-haired man hold his sword as in slashing motion, ready to parry those kunai in Naruto hands. The distance between both of them is closer and closer. Naruto's kunai is reaching the point where it touched the sword, but something different happened. Before the two clashed, the white-haired man maneuvered his body so the sword is going past through it and poised on stabbing motion. Stab, and it succeeded to going through Naruto's body. Hey, the white-haired turned up his head and facing the blonde face. Like I said, where's the blood? Poof, another log replaced Naruto's body. And, yeah. It's the same log with sizzling papers. Hey, why would you drain your stamina while could defeat someone with cheap homemade bomb? It's called efficient, you know. Shit. Boom. His body thrown again, this time onto solid cement, then rolling like a rag doll before crashed to a wall. His red eyes strained to keep it open, sometimes closed on instinct when felt all those pains increased. With hard effort, he got up and leaned on the wall. Sir? He turned to the left and sees the same blonde bastard who blows up him. Gone that pale blue shirt and pants, instead he wears something similar like a police officer. You drop this, said Naruto, who pulls something from his back, then show it to the albino young man. Poof, it's the third log. Oh, come on. Boom. Another place, same time. In a roof near the warehouse, we could see Tomoe glaring and gritting her teeth at Naruto, who munching some takoyaki without care in the world. Like I said, what the hell is that explosion? She shouted while pointing at the warehouse, where there is another identical Naruto who creates some barrier around it. A clone is what he said. I already told you it's a log, Tomoe, don't lie to me. How a log could do that? Do what? Explode. Boom. Huh? What are you talking, Tomoe? Of course a log couldn't do that, said Naruto with his innocent smile. But you that, gah. The young woman can't take it anymore. She scratched her hair furiously while running in the circle, until she felt a tap on her shoulder. What? She sees the enigmatic blonde smiling at her. His hand reached out, offering the food in his hand. Here, have some takoyaki. It could help you calm down. Okay. That's it. She snatched it, throw it to the ground, then stomp the damn stupid takoyaki furiously, and make sure the blonde watch what she does. You sure have fun. The reddish brown haired girl turned her head, and what she saw is something that makes her crying that time. The janitor. The damn stupid namikaze fooing Naruto is eating another takoyaki with those I am fooing innocent eyes. She slumped to the ground with anime tears flowing from her eyes. I want to go home. I want to go home right now. Is this it? Is this what Sona Keiko felt all those times with the damn stupid fooing as old namikaze Naruto? Boom. Ooh. Naruto decided, more like felt guilty after make the girl crying like that, to move from there to a park. The two now sitting on a bench, where Naruto put his hands together in praying motion while Tomoe who looking down with shadowed eyes. I'm sorry, Tomoe-ki. I don't mean it. Really actually, it's a lie. Naruto did all that with the purpose to annoy her, but it seems he overdoing it now. Because no matter how many he said sorry, she gives him a silent treatment. No luck it seems. The blonde sighed at another fail attempt. That is. His gaze focused on a crepe vendor near the entrance. Ni Tomoe-ki. Want some crepe? There's a twitch in her ears. Oh. She's responded. Seems like he still had hope. Tell me, Tomoe-ki. There's a girl that I want to make up with. I tried to apologize many times but she ignored me to the end. So if I buy her some crepes, will she forgive me? Another twitch from Tomoe. Good, just one more push. Let's say, if I give her 2-3. Let's say if I give her 3 choco strawberry with vanilla ice cream and Nutella as its topping. Yeah, that. Let's say if I give her 3 strawberry crepes with vanilla ice cream and Nutella as the topping, will she forgive me? A subtle nod is the only answer he gets. Then, 3 strawberry crepes with vanilla ice cream and Nutella as the topping. It is damn, that was an unnecessary detail in there. The blonde janitor rose up from there and start walking to the crepe vendor. Missing a smirk from the girl behind him. 3 strawberry. You know what? Screw it, here, your crepes. Now will you? Before Naruto finished what he wanted to say, Tomoe snatched the crepes and ate it in a blink of eyes. So good, said the girl while putting her hands on her cheeks with dreamy face and flowers as background. Those tender textures from the crepe combined with sour sweet strawberry and soft vanilla ice cream that wrapped with choco hazelnut. Ah! What a happiness, Jai. Tomoe suddenly realized that she isn't alone there. Ahem. I mean, yeah. That was good, said the girl with adorable blush on her face. You know, I think you could break a record for eating 3 crepes in less than a half a second. Shut up. The two just stare each other for minutes, which broken when Naruto start to laugh and follow her by a giggling from Tomoe. It ended with both of them smiling. So, how about my apologize? It accepted. But you still annoying, Namikaze. Her playful jab is only dismissed by a laugh from Naruto. He sat on the bench and facing at her. Naruto. Didn't I tell you to call me that? She remembered it. Ah. But, for suddenly call someone's given name is. It's fine, isn't it? Then, how about this? Naruto coughed once before stand up and stretched out his hand while smiling. Hello, my name is Namikaze Naruto. But you can call me Naruto. It's kind of sudden but, wants to be my friend. A friend, huh? There's slightly joy feeling in her words. She see his hand for a moment before hold it with hers. Hello, Naruto. My name is Meguri Tomoe. And no, I don't want to be your friend. Still smiling, Tomoe said that. Awkward, Naruto break the hold and pointing his fingers at the girl. What are you doing, you woman? This is where you should be, said yes, isn't it? It's all happened in manga and anime, he shouted while stomping the ground. Huh? Why would I become a friend with an annoying person like you? She shouted back while pointing her finger too. Is this how to talk to a senpai who older than her, you damn brat? Who is the damn brat? Don't get cocky just because you're 1 year older than me, you stupid whiskers. This is not a whiskers. It's a birthmark, you octopus hair. Octo. You. The two now glaring each other's. Blue meat brown with sparks between them. Boom. A loud sound of explosion interrupted the two, followed by a little tremor can be felt on there. Tomoe snapped her head to the right, looking at the humongous smoke that reached the sky. Well, what happened? It's not only her who said that. All of people on the park also have a similar question about it. Wait. If it takes from this park's direction, then that place is the old warehouse from before. She turned back to the blonde, wanting an explanation for what happened. Because she knows, there's no way that a stupid log could do it this time. But why are you throwing up at this time? Shut up, you uck. Buie Naruto is already on nearby trash can, spewing out what is in his stomach. Stupid Clo Buie tilde earlier, another place ha. Heavy pant can be heard in the dim warehouse. The only thing that can be seen is the same white-haired young man from before, whom looking at the darkness in front him. You fufafu, I don't expected that you could endure it so long, a figure walking to a brighter on that place, which is in front of the white-haired man. It's shown Naruto. Or at least his clone. With a perverted face. Naruto walks slowly to the albino man, ignoring how scared shitless he crawling back then stuck by a wall. Why are you so scared, tilde? Said Naruto with those disturbing lust-filled tone. He reached the albino guy's cheek and rubbed it slowly. Don't worry, this Oni-san will teach you all the pain. The albino red eyes widened. Not because of what Naruto said, but because many papers suddenly appeared from nowhere. Making it like a romantic scene where a hero saved damsel in distress. But this time, it's a man-to-man instead man-to-woman. Let's continue. When Naruto licked his lips then said. Tenderly with a snap of his fingers, all those papers are sizzling. And the white-haired young man can only says. Phew boom. That is what happened. Not Naruto would tell it to the girl though. And to shorten about why the explosion can be seen it's because Naruto's trademark clone. Yep, the one that could give its experience when dispelled. Let's say the glitch clone for the one who exploding, and the usual clone for who maintained the barrier. So when the glitch one dispersed, its experience is not only given to the original but also on the usual clone. Then when the usual clone got the mental damage, it's dispersed and makes the barrier also gone. And leading to how the explosion can be seen. Buie Naruto, who's still puking now shown become really pale. How many times again? 7, 9? Meanwhile Tomoe is amazed, never thought she will see someone could vomiting that long. I never thought this day would come. The day when I died because of puking. Buie somehow, Tomoe can't be helped to feel satisfied at how miserable her academy's janitor now is. Buie so this is Kuo Academy, said a figure who's standing in front of Kuo Academy's gate. A girl that has blonde hair styled in twin short side ponytails and blue eyes. She looks 15 or 16 years old and wears an outfit that could be identified as a gothic Lolita. The girl walks in while looking around the place. Trees, buildings, fountain, everything looks like a normal school, for a place where some devils in it. You see, her name is Maitelt. She is a fallen angel who was sent to Kuo Academy for gathering information about the Gremory heiress and her servants. Well, it's not like the Gremory girl could win against her group anyway. But her boss, Renai-sama, wants to make sure no one interferes the ritual that they will do this night. Enough about it. For now, just concentrated on her mission. She stops walking after seeing someone behind the fountain. A man that currently sweeping has spiky blonde hair, wears pale blue shirts and pants. Focusing her gaze, she sees something on his back. Hey! Janitor? As if can read her thought, the older blonde suddenly stopped and looking around. Makes Maitelt instantly hide behind a tree near the gate, forgetting she is just visitor that came to that place. What is he doing? Thought Maitelt while looking at him like a stalker to their prey. She saw the janitor walk to his left and pick something from the ground. She focused her gaze and looks at what the man holds. It's 10,000 yen. She saw the man looking around again before put the money in his pocket and whistling as if nothing happened. Never thought there's also people like that in here, muttered the blonde girl while giving dirty stare at the worker. She decided to shrug it off and start walking while smirking. That will do then. Someone like him must be easy to be manipulated, thought the fallen angel. She walks until behind the janitor and pulling his shirt twice, while makes a face that looked like a timid girl. Ano. Excuses me, Oni-san. The girl, Maitelt, said it shyly. The older blonde turning around. Showing his bored faces to her. So young. Yeah, the janitor who has blue eyes like her, and 3 lines on his cheeks looks young. It's almost like he is one of the students instead of an employee. A grunt from the young man makes her realize that she's staring at him. No, that's. I just want to ask, is this place called Kuo Academy? I'm in here to see my friend. Quickly, she backed to her fake shy personality and asked the question while fidgeting and fake blushing. Maitelt saw the older blonde giving her dry stare, then walked to the school gates while motioned her to follow him. Slightly curious, she complied the janitor and thinking why can't he just answer her question. She followed him until to the front gate, then stopped when he turned around and facing her. Her eyebrow twitched when the man tapping Kuo Academy's name plate with still bored face. Think fast, she ignoring how she could make a mistake and made an ad-lib. It seems this is indeed the place. I'm so sorry, sometimes I was so careless. Didn't see the name plate before, Tehi. She punches her head lightly like a klutz anime character with glimmering background. Only to be shrugged off by the man before he walks away. Eh? How? At least show a blush in your face. Please wait, shouted Maitelt. The older blonde who heard it stopped and turned back before let out a deep sigh. What's with that how troublesome sigh? Is that how you treat a visitor? She really holds her anger when the man raised his eyebrows that clearly say what now? Just talk already. Don't you have a mouth? With great restraint, she continues her act. Aeno ni. Actually, about seeing my friend. It's a lie. I'm just nervous because I'll transferring to this school tomorrow, and I always get lost easily. That's why, Oni-san. Can you show me around? She gives her special technique. A combination puppy eyes dog with glimmering background and some lullaby BGM. This move is very effective for most people she encountered. Well, maybe not this time. Because. Yep, he is. Damn. That must be hurt her pride. Maitelt bodies trembled, restrain rage that already on the verge of her limit. This guy. How dares he Aano? Could you show me around? Her smile slightly faltered while some veins popped on her forehead. The janitor lowered his head and looking at her with flat stares. Then suddenly, he point up his index finger, before stretch out his palm while smiling. Another vein popped on her forehead. Either way, that's makes 4 already. What is it, Oni-san? I don't understand what you mean now. She less curious and just wants to stab him with a couple light spears. The man blinked. Twice. Before he looks at her with rubbing his thumb repeatedly over the tip of the index finger and middle finger. Makes the fallen angel head slightly down with bangs shadowed her face. Of course, even an idiot knows what that sign means. Money. Could you wait a minute in here? I've to go for a moment, it won't be long. A flat emotionless tone out from her mouth. Totally different from shy and bashful one before. The answer she gets just a nod from the janitor, which she replied back with, thank you before going to another direction. Missing a grin from the blonde male. She crosses the bridge, walks towards a building, then go into an alley. Her head turned left and right like searching something, before stopped when it landed on a trash bin. Yeah. It will do. She moves closer to the front of the bin. Her face lifted up showing anger with tears that held very well. Then she starts kicking it. The trash bin. Gah. You son of a whore. Who do you think you are? There's a sweet girl asked you a simple things, then what? You ignored her. And what's with that attitude anyway? You have a mouth so just talk already you stupid blonde. Also, money? You expect me to pay you for guiding the school? Don't you already get a salary from your boss you as whole? That's it. I will kill you after this stupid mission is done. You hear me bastard? You will die. She goes on like that for minutes before stopped because of exhaustion. Taking several deep breaths and released it, she composed herself then walking back to where that bastard janitor is. Leaving already bended thrash bin in that alley. The blonde fallen angel walks while thinking what method she would do to kill that janitor. Because, well, you know, it's kind of boring to just stab him in the gut, looking his shocked face, blah 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 then watch how he asking why or how could she stab him with dramatically before he's finally dead. The young fallen angel movement suddenly stopped, her body trembled, and pink lights are flickering in her hand while her expression is beyond than anger. Why you said? Well, maybe because she saw the same blonde janitor is leaning on the gate. Even from far away, she could tell that he is sleeping. Just look at that stupid face. Head turned upwards. Eyes closed, mouth agape and a bubble that come from his nose. It clearly says that he was sleeping. I leave you for what? 10 minutes. 10 minutes and you are already asleep. The lights on her hand become denser and began to form like a spear for a second, then it's dimmed back to nothing. She takes several deep breaths while keep muttering mission first, castrate him later. Mission first, castrate him later. A few minutes doing that, she calmed down before continued walk to the academy's direction. Then another person appeared in her line of vision. A girl. Red hair that has short twin tail in the back and an antenna sticking out from the top. What is she? A remote-controlled human. Anyway, the girl seems related to the blonde janitor. Looking how she does crouch start position in the middle of the bridge while heads up facing him. Ah. And she could sense the dark aura that's screaming revenge from the girl. Maitelt chooses to stay still and observe the girl. And somehow, in her deepest heart she had a feeling that something will happen. Something stupid. The girl suddenly sprinting, slightly makes Maitelt startled. I repeat. Not running, but sprinting. Like a bullet that shoots out from a gun, The red-haired girl sprinting not like an ordinary human. Then, about a few meters from the distance between the two, Maitelt saw the girl jumped and thrust her right foot right into the blonde janitor face, when he opened his eye. Such a beautiful technique that even Liu Kang from MK would give the girl an A+ in flying kick lesson. And it seems not end yet. How hard the kick makes the blonde janitor's body forced open the gate. He was thrown, bouncing and twirling in the air like when you play skipping rocks. Once. Twice. Then after the third time he bouncing, the blonde man skidding with his face on the ground before stopped in front of the fountain. What? What is this satisfied feeling in her heart? Ha! Take that, you blonde bastard. It's a payback for dye my hair to green yesterday. A smug shout can Maitelt heard from the red-haired girl. Before she running to the inside academy and turned to left direction while laughing. But before the girl going too far, the blonde janitor quickly rose up and takes off his shoes. Then throws it right into the red-haired girl's head, and made her fall to the ground. Maitelt saw the janitor just standing in there for a few seconds, then starts running to inside the building directions when the girl rose up and chasing him. Mat Kora! Maitelt heard the girls shout until it's dispersed along with their figures. Leaving only her alone now, standing in the middle of the bridge. Then she starts walking to the opposite of Kuo Academy direction. Fuck with this mission, she would say, nothing to be worried about the Gremory girl to her boss. Yep. It's better than makes her headache increased. Noon another place, same day it's around noon. We're about a few minutes before lunch's time in Kuo Academy. Now there's Naruto walking in the hall while caressing his cheek. Damn. The girl has a good kick after the confrontation with Tomoe. Naruto reach a ceasefire agreement with her for today. She says it seems Sona needs him for something in the student council's room, which leading him going to that place now. Naruto keep walking while thinking a payback his new playmate. Ah, that's right. Maybe I should use the experiment number 98,751? The thought itself makes him shivered in excitement. I mean, it would be so funny to see her expression when she woke up in the morning. Only found out that she turned into a male. Dark menacing aura formed around the janitor. From nowhere, a shadow figures of certain snake Sanin appeared behind Naruto. Along with his infamous chuckles, that comes out from the blonde's mouth. KU several students and teachers who heard it suddenly take steps back until touch the wall. Some even jump out from the window. Knock knock, come in. While ignoring all the students who know why running away from him, Naruto found himself in front of the student council's room and entered the place. There's only Sona there, looking outside through the window. It seems, the gesture becomes her trademark lately. OSU. You need something from lil old me? Close the door. And stop your attempt to speak with Kansai dialect. The way you speak it sounds 177 times worse than the original. It's even an insult for all people from there. Also, it makes you look weird. No, I'm sorry. That was rude of me, because you are weird in the first place. Naruto just blink at those rapid insults. Twice. Okay, Naruto complied her in smooth utterly defeat tone. Is it really that bad? For him using Kansai dialect? Naruto shook his head and shut the door before facing Sona once again. So? What is it? The girl is turning around and push her glasses. Yesterday, one of the peerages saw you sparring with your own clone. The blonde is tilting his head. One of the peerages. Who? It's Yura. Yura Tsubasa. Comes again? The tall blue-haired girl with bizounen face. Oh, her. So? What about it? He doesn't find it a problem if someone saw, peek, or even spy on his training. It's not like he hiding it anyway. It seems, she is amazed about your style, technique, and power behind the punches, as she said. Once again, so what? Just get to the point already. She wants you to train her. Huh? She wants you to teach. I heard that. What I don't understand is why should I teach her? I don't even know her in the first place. There's contemplating looks on Sona's face. That girl believes that she is weak. For a rook, strength alone is not enough is what she believes. That's why when she saw you training, she decides to learn how you fight, whatever it takes. There's a silence in that room. Sona looked at Naruto, who closed his eyes for a moment, thinking about the situation at the time. The blonde janitor sighs in discomfort before opening his eyes and said, "Nah. Don't wanna. Too troublesome." Well. Knowing him for all those years, Sona doesn't find his answer is not so surprising. I see. Then, I will tell that to her later. That you'll do. Anything else? Right after he asks that, the school bells rang. Telling its lunch period is for the students. No, that's all. Okay then. Naruto was turning back and starts to walk out from there. But only 2 steps before the door. Wait. The Citri heiress stops him, makes the blonde turn and facing her again. What? Did you already eat? She asks it while fidgeting while looking at another direction. There's a small blush in her face, makes the heiress one of 72 pure-blooded devil clans look like a normal high school girl and love-struck. Such uncharacteristic gestures of her. No? He can't be helped to be confused. Just where this situation is going to? Then. Sona going to a near cupboard, rummaging something from there, then pull out 2 boxes that wrapped by a blue cloth and put one on a desk. That's one for you, said the girl still blushing and look at another direction. Ooh. What with this romance comedy development? Is the author changing the genre to drama? No. It's still on parody. Then what's with this situation? Also, that box. From the size. Is it a bento? Or? Naruto look at the box confusedly, but oi, ignoring me aren't you? Still took it. He unwraps the cloth and the lid, before look at the content. Ooh. This looks good. It's a food, more accurately a medium-sized lunch meal set with rice, tempura, white sauce, and salad in it. There's also chopsticks beside the box. Really? Then, taste it. Yes, madam. Cool. And the timing is good too, because I'm really hungry now. Naruto took the chopstick. By the way. Where did you buy this? And silently say itadakimasu before hold the box. Missing a twitch in Sona's eyebrows. That's. He pinches the tempura and brings it to the front his face. In slow motion, Naruto's mouth already opened. Ready to ravish the deep-fried shrimp. A handmade. That makes him stop, and turning his head mechanically with mouth still agape. It's a handmade. Closing his mouth, he blinks slowly. 3 times. Sorry, looks like my hearing, or like I said, it's a handmade. I made it with my own hand from the scratch. The tempura, the rice, white sauce, salad, and the chopsticks. That explain why there's a Citri symbol on it. He put back the tempura on the box. And take a step. No. 3 step back from it. Sorry, I'm still full from this. Didn't you say you really hungry before? As if for mocking him, Naruto's stomach grumbled. Loud enough to make him sweating bullets. I have to go now. He dashed out from there. But 1 inch. Just 1 more inch for him to break the door, something stopped him. Magical barrier. Truth to be told. White bluish magic circle with Citri's clan symbol on it suddenly appeared all over the room. No one can out from this room. It's either I release the seal or someone coming in, the barrier will be still on. Now, why? What's wrong with my handmade cooking? A deadly calm voice can be heard behind Naruto. Shut up. What is my fault that you doing this to me? Fault? Besides all those pranks you did to me years ago. No, there's aren't. Now, tell me. What's wrong about my handmade cooking? It was an honest question from the black-haired Keiku. What's wrong? Head looking down, and his body is trembling. Do not know whether it's from anger, or fear. You told me what's wrong? Then he lifts up his face, showing indeed he is scared about something. Don't you remember what happened the first time you give me your handmade cooking to me? A certain scene surfaced from the Keiku's memories. There's Sona when just a child. Looking clueless while holding a spoon with the red stains on it and her face. Strangely enough, she looks just like a murderer who has stabbed someone. And in front of her, an older-looking Sona who currently hugging Naruto while crying. His eyes were pure white, body jerking wildly, and non-stop white foam comes out from the mouth. Quick! Call doctor, ambulance, anything. We have a food poison victim in here. Naruto. Hang in there. Sona averted her gaze to another place with nervous looks. No. You just remembered it, don't you? She closed her eyes embarrassedly. Anyway. It's already in the past, I'm different now. Just tastes it already. No, hell no. It's true I want to die, but not this way. No God, no Buddha, even angels could force me to eat that biological weapon again. An eerie silent atmosphere is suddenly formed in that room. What did you say? I said. 1 glance. 1 deadly glance from Sona Citri makes Naruto freeze up. It seems he makes a fatal mistake here. Shit. Her yandere switches on. Quick. Think, Naruto. Do you want that bio-weapon going inside your bodies once again? That's right. She said the barrier will be down when someone enters this place. Rummaging his pocket, he grabs a cell phone and stays swoosh thunk. Only for the cell phone is embedded on the floor by a pair of chopsticks. The one with Citri's symbol. You can't call anyone now, those sharp tone of hers. Fuck this. Hirish, what the hell? From nowhere, several unusual line and kanji words that forming some shape has appeared all over the room. You think? After living with you for years, didn't make me learn how to stop your teleporting technique? Sona start walking to his direction while taking the bento with her. Half of her face is darkened, along with dark grin plastered there. Sa. What will you do? Naruto is looking at her with a determined face. No matter what. He couldn't lose. No. He can't lose. I won't lose. Bring it on. The scene now has looked like a painting where a hero, Naruto, facing a demon lord, Sona. Yes. Even the bento in it. Yeah. But really, Takamatsu-sensei teaching method is really hard. I don't even understand half of what he said. A male voice can be heard in one of Kuo Academy's hall. It's the same male from the starts of the previous chapter. Really? I think Hayama-sensei is harder. You know, he always gives the material on the board without explaining it, said a familiar feminine voice. Ah. Now you say it, a group of Kuo Academy student council walking with steady pace to their duties room. There's nothing special about it. They are talking animatedly, either discussing their school's life or devil's life. Until they arrived in front of the room, and heard a struggle, crash, also something drop to the ground. Hard. All the student council members look each other, silently questioning what happened on the inside. Anyone knows what's going on in there? Saji asked it verbally. I don't know. Do you, Rhea-senpai? It started from Nimura Ruruko. I don't know it too. Tomoe-chan? Nope. Momo? Maybe it's Keiku, what do you think, Tsubasa-san? Possibly, but maybe she's with someone else. The question is, with whom? A certain blonde janitor appeared in their mind. It's him. Comes simultaneously from all of them. That guy. What is he doing now? Saji, who already angry, stepped in front of them, ready to enter the place. But wait, comes from Tsubaki. Fuku Keiku? The long black-haired Meganeko halted the pawn. She pushes her glasses, glinting, covering her eyes like any smart anime character. Let's heard the situation first, heard? Tsubaki ignoring the question and passing Saji, before she places her ear to the door. Makes the other sweat dropped at her action. Eavesdropping? Hey! What can she say? Her drama sensor is tingling after heard the possibilities of those two people in one room. Well. It can't be helped then, said Tomoe before followed her senpai. This is. Her face suddenly becomes red, close enough like her hair. Her changing color makes the other more curious of what happened. They quickly find a good position and do the same like her. Eavesdropping. There are grunts, moans, and rugged breathing from the inside. What the before Saji finished, a voice interrupted him. Fufufu, don't worry, it will be over soon, a sexy and sensual voice from the inside. Strangely, it's resembled like their Keiku voices. Gah! If it's not for Humph. And the other one is similar to the janitor. Naruto. Aura, just relax and don't resist it. All of the students' council faces become red. An image where their Keiku dominating the janitor appeared in their head. Then, how about this tilde? It's come 5 in, and, just for your information. It's the tempura that forced going inside Naruto's mouth, by Sona. Thank you, bam. A sound of student council door opened by force, interrupt. The activity. There have stood all members who have various reactions after saw something in front of them. Asaji becomes pale white while his soul trying out from his mouth. Senpai. Genshuru senpai. Nimura Ruruko who shaking Saji's body. Fui. Kusaka Rhea hiding her face, but failed when she's still looking from between her fingers. Wah. Tomoe who blushing furiously. She even can't finish her word. Ma. Hanakai Momo hiding her mouth with her hand. This is. Yura Tsubasa who blushing while openly looking with disbelief expression. And finally, Tsubaki who looking the ground, covering the eyes with a glint in her glasses. You guys. What's wrong? This one from Sona who looking at her peerage with confusion. Tsubaki take a step to the front and pointing at her. Huh? The Citri heiress still confused about their reaction. She turned her head when feels something in her hand. Making her realized, what kind of position she is currently. Naruto, check. Rugged breath, checks. Straddling position, check. Disheveled clothes, check. His hands were tied, check. White thing on her face, checks. Her right hand holding his hands, check. Her left hand covering his mouth. Checks. Yep. A very femdom-ish position if I could say. No. This. You're wrong. Sona waving her hands in denial. A face that clearly says doomed is plastered there. Sona. Hidoi. It's from Naruto. Tears leaked from his eyes. What are you talking about? Keiku. Tsubaki. You will believe in me, won't you? The Fuku Keiku lifts her face. Showing emotionless face with nosebleed, then gives Sona thumbs up before says. Good job. In perfect English voice. Like I said. You misunderstood something in here. Also stop your nosebleed, Naruto continued. It was my first time too. You be quiet. And help me explain it to them. Keiku tilde. Saji soul still out from his mouth. Somebody put in his soul back. Genshiro senpai. Stop shouting and shaking his body. Phewie. See or not see. Decided it already. Wah. Take a deep breath and try it again. Ara. Don't just ara on me. Do something. This is too much for me. Innocent aren't you? Wow. Don't you get tired of giving those tsukomi? Said Naruto, amazed by the short black-haired girl. I am. Whose fault is it in the first place? Well. Anyway, good luck. For what? For explaining all of it. Hoofa log replaced Naruto's body. Sona is trembling beyond rage, her devil wings were out, dark and dread aura is visible around her. The other who still there were cowering in fear. Never thought their Keiku, no. Their king could be this terrifying. As if a true demon lord appeared. Naruto, poor girl. Afternoon, same day, another place. Nothing happened after the incident on the student council room. Well. Except Naruto, who constantly disappearing after being spotted by Sona. Now. At a small cabin on the woods behind Kuo Academy's baseball field, we can see Naruto sitting in a chair while knitting a doll in the afternoon. Yes, a doll. I know it's weird. Even the author's little sister says this after accidentally reads the chapter. Seriously? A doll? Can't you think of anything beside of it? There's a ton of things that better to do than knitting a doll. Well. It's not like a bad thing to do, but come on. A man? Knitting a doll? I even stopped watching Barbie at the age of 9, yeah, she really said that. By the way, she is part of my inspiration sources for this story. On the Tsukomi part. Well. Let's forget about the non-related things and shall we focus when Naruto finished knitting and lifted the doll. It resembled a woman figure with dark brown hair, has dark red eyes, wears red and white dress that's similar to a shrine maiden but has detached sleeves, and a big red ribbon on its hair. He checks if there's something wrong with it. Yosh. It looks fine as before. He is putting it on his lap. The blonde man has this faraway look while watching the front of the cabin. You can get out now. From behind the trees, a tall figure comes out. Showing her blue hair, blue eyes, and bizounen face. Oh. It's you. What is it? In front of his vision, there stood one of student council member. Yura Tsubasa. Good afternoon, Namikaze-san. My name is Yura Tsubasa. I trust you already know about me? Yeah, one or some things. So, what are you doing in here? Eh? Did you forget? About what? About you become my teacher in fighting. I was informed that you said okay to teach me by Keiku. So. His mind is blank for seconds when the moment he heard it, before the gear in his head start running again. Say again? Sona Keiku said that you agree to be my teacher. He massages his forehead. Of course, this must be her payback for the humiliation from before. The blonde janitor sighed in displeasure before decided to refuse the girl directly. It seems there's a misunderstood in here. Misunderstood? Yeah. I never agreed to become your teacher in the first place. Maybe Sona just said it because she's still angry at me, and decided to make you come here and annoy me. He can see her dejected face clearly, before giving him a fake smile. I see. Well, it can't be helped, right? Then, if you excuse me. She bowed to him before going back to the school. Maybe back to the student council rooms. Wait. If it's so, then Sona must be still there. And when she heard what happened. There will be another 2 hours of nagging session that waiting for him. It's not like he can't use a clone to replace him. But you see. She has a habit to throw things randomly if you can't handle the girl with the correct treatment. And when she found out that he's just a clone. Trust him. Even her big sister, who one of 4 great Satans, can't stop her to make a plot for slow, smooth, painful vengeance. Stop. His shout makes her stopped and turning back. Hi? Okay Naruto, make this like a master who actually a good guy. He sighed dramatically in defeat. Do you really want to learn it so much? He can see those determined face on her. Yes. Please, consider it once more, Namikaze-san. The girl bowed at him. Showing how serious is she. He adds a pause for makes it more convincing. I may not teach you my style of fighting. But I can give you an advice and lesson. And trust me, it's harsh than you think. Is it still okay? The blue-haired girl lifts her head, a small smile appeared on her face. Hi, he sighed again in trouble that Sona, just how childish she can be, childish? For being an heiress to a great clan, she is still embarrassed about things like that. You know, like the incident from before. You were there, aren't you? A blush suddenly appeared in her face. You yeah This girl. Don't tell me. What is this? I never thought that we have an innocent girl in here, what is it? Want me to tell you the detailed version of what happened, Tilda? Said Naruto with teasing grin. She coughed and composed herself. We will. I think Keiku already does that. A charming smile appeared on her face. Besides, talking about innocent. Didn't a doll more befitting for it? Or maybe, someone who knit it? This brat can talk back. He chuckled at her remark. True, but let me tell you something. For Yura Tsubasa, someone like Namikaze Naruto is just a normal person for the first time she saw him. A normal human likes her, no more than that. Yeah, the same with this world. However, one day, she found something that unexpected for her. She discovered the existence of a devil, by becoming one. After that, she more and more finds that this world is more than full of normal human. With Sona Citri as her king, she learns about something interesting every day. Until now. Because she learns another thing from the childhood friend of her king. Unexpected. Unpredictable. And unknown. That's where she found the situation now is on that 3 category. The doll. That just 1 second ago in his hand, is now perched on her shoulder. Holding a sharp stalk that pointed on her neck. Even a doll, can do something that. Non-innocent, you know. There is it, the same mysterious smile when she saw him yesterday. When he training with someone who looks identical like him. Hi. She saw how the doll flying back to the man. It's hovering for a moment. And when her new teacher whispered something, the doll suddenly disappeared. No. More like going through an invincible wall behind the blonde. Such an amazing skill performance. That's actually your lesson number 4. Don't underestimate something that looks weak. Just a little moment you become careless, prepare for your lost hi. Now, since you seem prepared when coming here. Let's start it. How about a spar? A sparring session. Maybe he wants to know how strong she is. Understood, she does her own version of a battle stance. But, I want you to know, that she can't even finish her word. Because suddenly from nowhere, she felt pain in her stomach before blown to another place. Her body was thrown like a rag doll before stopped by the tree on her back. While she throws up, the blonde janitor says. Lesson number 1. Do not speak when you fight. If you want to convince your enemy, do it when they already down or can't move. When you fight then fight. When you talk then talk. Carved it on your head, it hurts. That kicks, she felt like her body splitting become 2 at that moment. Withhold a great pain. She stands up. Hi. Before she sprinting with all her might to the man direction with fist cocking back. Lesson number 2 is what she heard, before another blow threw her to the side. The amount of force that given, makes her body break the tree before stopped by the second one. Always be prepared for an ambush from the enemy. Never thought that your opponent is alone before you confirms that she can't even move anymore. The man was right. This is harsher than what she thinks. With a grunt, she answered her teacher. Good. Now, lesson number 3. Suddenly from nowhere, she could see many sizzling paper around her. Always be aware your surrounding. The last thing she remembers, is deafening sound before her vision is filled with darkness. Ha! A sigh out from Naruto's mouth. Currently, we have the blonde performing some healing spell on his student. He's slightly impressed by her will to continue beside all those blows she received. A grunt telling him that the girl is awake. The janitor stopped healing her when the girl's eyes fluttered. Make sure TP give her a grin and a playful salute when she see his face. Yo! She raised herself and look at her own palm, then checks her own body with a confused face. What's wrong? The question makes her looking at him. Is that happened? What? The kick, the blows, and the bomb. The man chuckled at those pure confused on her face. Yes, it is. Just look behind you, the girl complied. He could imagine her shocked face when seeing a wide crater with many trees was down. And for why your body doesn't feel hurt right now, it's because I healed you. So, how is it? Want to continue? He could understand if the girl turns down the offer now. Yes, with this. I'm more convinced to get stronger. Please. Continue the lesson, sensei. Well, what do you know? Sometimes, interesting happened in front of you unexpectedly. Okay. Then, let's clean up this place first. With a flick from his fingers, all the debris, trees, and soil began to move magically. They were moving like when you rewind a movie on a video player, makes there's nothing happen from the start. Hey. Amazing. It's different from using magic. The blonde ignores her, and put his hands on her shoulder. Now. For next lesson, I want you tell me what is your weakness, Tsubasa-kun. There's a twitch on her eyebrows. I'm a girl, of course you are. That would be freaky when you saw a man wear a skirt. Well. Except for a trap. A really cute trap, ha. Also a visible blush appeared. My name. And. Too close, That's right. She's just an innocent girl in the inside. The blonde releases his hand from her shoulder and takes a step back. Sorry about that. So, what is it? Your weakness. You It's the moment she opened her mouth, a certain Keiku words ringing in her head. You're a high, Keiku, let me give you an advice, a vui good advice. The blue-haired girl sweat dropped at the Keiku's tone. What is it? Never once. Don't you ever tell him your weakness. I understood, Tsubasa-kun. What is it? His voice brings her back. No. It's just. Can she tell it? But Keiku words. Tsubasa-kun, it's okay if you don't want to say it. But that means I can't give you the next lesson. I understand she could trust him, right? Besides, he just wants to help her. Right? It's. A frog. Comes again? It's a frog, ha. You joking, right? No. It's a frog. I'm afraid of a frog, toad, or something that resembles like them. There, she said it, and now wait. Why is he smiling like that? Sensei? Somehow. That Cheshire smile on his face makes her regretted it. Then. Lesson number 5 really regretted it. In the front of Kuo Academy, where we can see red hue of sunset illuminates the place. On the inside school building, at the shoe locker's place. There's Tomoe and Nimura Ruruko who finished changing their shoes. You know. I'm still surprised when all those commotion in the student council room before is just because a bento, said Tomoe to her kouha. Yeah, but is it really that bad? Namikaze-san is after she said it. The brow twin ponytails girl felt Tomoe hands on her shoulders. Trust me, Ruruko. That bastard is more than a bad. He is like a nightmare that comes to mock you over and over again. Just what kind of bad impression he did to her, senpai? The two continued to walk from there. And the moment they was out. Something that very unusual passing in front of them. The first one is a tall blue-haired girl who crying. They know her as Tsubasa, for Tomoe. And Tsubasa senpai for Ruruko. Currently, she shows a rare cute damsel in distress expression. Hey upmui. And there she goes. The second one, is frogs. A lot of frogs that small, big, huge, humanoid form. And is that one flying? Caro, they currently are chasing the blue-haired girl. And the last one, is Naruto. Riding a giant-sized frog on its top. Gya ha. He is also chasing the blue-haired girl with maniacal laughter of him. The two stood silent after their janitor passing to the left. The older with bangs covered her eyes, and the younger with pure white eyes. What the hell is that? The first who regains her sense was Ruruko. She grabs Tomoe's sleeves and shaking it while looking at where the chase direction. Hurry up, Tomoe-senpai. We have to save Tsubasa-senpai, save? Hi. We have to save her from those frogs, what are you talking about? The brown girl turned her head back to Tomoe. What do you mean? Then she saw it. The pawn of Sona Citri's peerages saw her senpai expression. A smile that's screaming fake, and blank dead fish eyes like someone who escaping reality. What frogs? I don't see anything at that moment, she finally realizes. Let's go home. My cat is having a labor now, and I want to meet the kittens. That Namikaze Naruto is a terrifying person. Evening, different time and place, AN2, the different on below is intentional. All the conversation is Naruto and his clones until page break. The situation now is where Naruto sitting in a chair while looking the church below him. Currently, he wears a uniform with many medals like some high-ranking military person. Lieutenant. Report, there's another Naruto beside him. Lieutenant, yes Commander. Right now, in location A still nothing happened. CM, still nothing? Lieutenant, no sir. CM, what the hell they're doing? Lieutenant, they are still talking. CM, TCH. This is why I hate brats. And how about location B? Lieutenant, yes sir. In location B. The kitten, the blonde Bizaunen, and the wannabe harem king still fighting. Wait, Cadet 1 says that the albino guy's face became blue for a second. Lieutenant, is retreating from the battle, and now he is escaping through Route 45 cm. 45? Lieutenant, yes sir cm. The commander Naruto thought something about the revelation. You see, when he harvesting some vegetables near the old Kuo school building. His sense of hero's action is tingling when saw Issei, the kitten, and the Bizaunen from Gremory peerages out from the building. So, without furthermore he creates a clone to continue harvesting before follows them. When he saw they are going towards the place where all those fallen angel gathering, the blonde janitor saw an opportunities to make sure that the sacred gear on Issei is indeed the Red Dragon Emperor. The one where Thrygg's soul reside. Then, deciding to make it interesting. He dressed as a commander, creates many clones as minion, and watches the situation like a certain Ikari Jandu. With his bland of course. In location A, we have the Gremory girl and her queen. They still engaging the 3 fallen angels, yeah sure. Engaging O. One of them is the same one from this morning. And if he has to say, the girl has a potential as Tsukomi. Okay, he will save her for later. Just fight already. Throw some spears. Or spells. Or anything. And in location B, we have the other active member of Gremory girl. From the report before, the albino guy is already forfeiting. CM, prepare for a long-range weapon. I want that guy to suffer lieutenant, sir yes sir with a salute, the lieutenant complied the order. Tilde now loading. Tilde lieutenant, sir. The preparation is complete CM, good he stands up and turning around. CM, lieutenant. What is this? Lieutenant, sir. This is M202 Flash, a rocket launcher with 4 tubes that can have 66mm incendiary rockets in it. Nonetheless, we have modified the rocket with something non-flambage and only explodes. Not only has good impact for explosion. It could make the enemy only half dead if used skillfully. A smirk formed in the commander before he took the RPG. CM, after this mission over, remind me for your promotion lieutenant, sir yes sir. He put the rocket launcher on the shoulder, locked on the target, and then fires it. Swoosh 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 swoosh, boom 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 boom. With a puff of smoke, the weapon is gone from his shoulder. CM, how is it? Asked the commander to the lieutenant who's searching the albino guy with a telescope. Lieutenant, he's still alive sir CM, still alive? Lieutenant, yes sir CM, good he shared high five with the lieutenant. Sir. Another identical figure comes and gives the commander a salute. He currently is holding a phone. CM, state your business? Yes sir, Cadet 3 reporting. There's a call for you sir CM, a call? From who? C3, we don't know him sir, but he want to speak with you making a giving gesture. He received the phone. CM, speak? Commander, this is Snake. The Metal Gear is already CM, wait. Who the hell are you? SN, who is this? CM, no, buddy. I'm the one who asks first SN, sorry, wrong number the phone is closed. CM, Lieutenant. Trace backs the line. Lieutenant, yes sir. Hey you. Tell the communication department to trace back the line and? Sir. Lieutenant, what is it? We have a report from Cadet 4 that the Gremory girl is in preparing to attack. Lieutenant, it can't be helped then. Commander. Your order, the said commander looks at the lieutenant eyes with a serious expression. CM, tells the entire soldier to disperse. Lieutenant, I trust you to inform me about the situation in location B and for confirming the Red Dragon Emperor. There's a contemplating face on the lieutenant, before he answered the order. Lieutenant, sir yes sir. The last he saw from his commander, is a flash of yellow before he turned around. There's an order to be executed. Ara, you shouldn't have made her upset, you silly angels, said Himejima Akeno when seeing those demonic energy burst from her king. Before said the king is releasing her family trademark blast and wipe the fallen angels in front of her. Makes their existence is just a few feathers in the air. Until a whistling sound can be heard from the side. What a display of power! Nee Gremory girl. Immediately, the 2 great ladies from Kuo academies turned their head to the source. You. Namikaze-san. Indeed. There stood our Naruto, who currently carrying the unconscious blonde fallen angel. OSU. Your janitor of Kuo academies here. He gave the 2 cheeky grins. What are you doing in here? Also, that girl. Don't tell me. You are one their companions, said Rias, while once again demonic energy leaking from her. Who? Me? One of them? Of course not. He wants to wave his hand to emphasize it. But it currently is being used. Then why would you save her? Said Aeno curiously but still prepared. Oh, this girl. Well. You see, my client wants to clarify some things about this development. So, I think with taking this girl and give it to my client would satisfy him. Ah, that's right. It's also because I've taken an interest in this girl. She has a potential after all. He added a pause so they could digest the information. Who is your client? And what kind of potential you're talking about? Tell me, demand the Gremory heiress. Let's see. I can't answer the first one. It's my policy for not give information about the client. Well. That's a lie, and it's same for the second one. But, just because I don't wanna. Red Moon Blood Justice Chan. He could see a twitch on the Gremory girl's eyebrows. Her aura instantly disappeared. What did you say? Arera, what's wrong, Tilda? Ah, that's right. He coughed twice before continued with teasing grin. In this world, there are two kinds of justice. The truth justice, and the false justice, Stope. The Gremory girl suddenly shouted while closing her ears with hands. And he knows, she still could hear what he says. But don't be mistaken. There's actually the third justice. The one who brings everything to peace. He continued it with a tone like an incantation for a spell. No. I don't want to hear any more. I don't want to hear any more. She starts to roll left and right in the ground. Bubuku? Aeno still confused about what happened. Just what kind of spell that the janitor used to make her buku like this? What a terrifying opponent. But Naruto still continued. Yes. And the name who will execute it is none other than the Red Moon Blood Justice Chan. The shame. The shame. The shame. The shame. Now she punching the ground rapidly with demonic energy enhanced fist. Bubuku. Please stop it, the ground hasn't done anything wrong. And Aeno start to calming Rias. Fufufu. Ha 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 ha. He let out his evil laughter, knowing already wins the battle without fighting. Then, may our path meet again. White bluish magical circle appeared beneath him. That symbol, from Citri's clan? That's right, and if you want to find out something about me, please ask Sona. Johnny, said Naruto, still smiling before a blinding flash makes him disappeared, leaving a depressed Rias and bewildered Aeno. Just, who is he? Tilda suddenly jump on. Few day later, morning Uck. Why should I do this again? It started with a groan from a feminine voice. She has blonde hair, green ribbon tied on top of her head, blue eyes, and wears Kuo Academy's female uniform. Nope. This is not an OC. It's just Maitelt with a different hairstyle. Don't just complaining in there. Look, your classmates has arrived. Let's go greet them. A familiar male voice followed after the girl, pointing his fingers toward Issei and a blonde-haired girl with green eyes. Fine, muttered the girl, clearly find the situation not so enjoyable. And remembers. Your name is Namikaze Nanari from now on. Hi. They start walking to the gate direction, the male leading in the front, while the blonde girl look at the man from behind with a wary expression. On a certain Maitelt's memory, she found herself in an unknown room, unknown time, and unknown condition. Oh, she wakes up. A male voice can be heard on her left. You. What are you doing in here? It was the same janitor from this morning. And beside him is Azazel-sama. She was shocked, for someone with high-ranking fallen angel to be in there. She thinks the ritual that Renai-sama is success. So the ritual is sorry to interrupt your delusion, but your plan is failed. It was the janitor who said it. Failed? What did he mean by that? But there's Azazel-sama, he is here to raise her ranks, right? That was what Renai-sama promised to her. What do you mean? Like I said, your plan has failed. And your boss, fallen angel Renai, were killed in the process. The ritual is fail, and Renai-sama is killed. Now. The question is, what we should do, to Yue? She was confused about what he means. It was as if she didn't have a choice. I mean, 1, you're just a low-rank fallen angel. So if your existence disappeared, it's not really matter to us. What is this person saying? Is what she thought at that time. 2, you abandoned your order from the higher-ups to assist another low-rank fallen angel in an unofficial mission. I don't know what kind of punishment they will give you. Wait, Azazel-sama. What is this person saying? Don't tell me that she doesn't even hear an answer, and it's like she never has in the first one. And when Azazel-sama turning around, she learns that betrayal is something very painful feeling. Azazel-sama. So, any last words? A red spear that leaking demonic aura from the janitor hands, is pointed at her. I. She can feel warm liquid around her cheek. She was crying. Her body was unconsciously trembling beyond fear. She feels like death is in front of her. What is it? I don't want to die. Her voice was weak and wavering. Sorry, I can't hear you. The man already cocked his spear, ready to throw it at her. That view makes her shut her eyes and cry with all her might. I don't want to die. Please, I will do anything. So don't kill me. She could feel the tip of that spear near her chest, her clothes were ripped off. Anything? Yes. Anything. That's why. Please. Proud can go to hell, she still wants to live. Foo. Ha 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 ha. His laugh is confusing her. You heard that, damn brat. I won the bet. TCH, those your luck even more frightening than all 4 great Satans combined to one, you old man. Yeah. The loser can say anything. I still won by the way they were betting for her life. Do not get mistaken, girl. You still be punished in the first place. She could feel something choke her when that demonic spear nears her throat. Before it released when the man pulls it back. But. You. What is the meaning of this? I don't understand it anymore. To make it simpler. At first, I want to bring you to the HQ for your punishment. But this old man is Aazil-sama, pointing his finger at the blonde male. An old man, he says. Is refused it. So I suggesting to make a bet that if you will say Aazil-sama, save me. Or I'll do anything. When you saw death in front of your eyes. Then. Yeah, technically. He saved you. Breath that unconsciously she holds, out from her mouth. Her body slumped down, thinking she feels safe now. She turns her head to the blonde man direction and says. Thank you. It was an honest, grateful word from the bottom of her heart. Well. We'll do something about you later. For now, I'm curious. Why don't you introduce your friend, as like I said, please stop calling me that. Ji-chan, okay. As confused. Is probably the word. She saw that the blonde man is the one who holds controls in that conversation. And why Aazil-sama just takes his insult. Moreover, Ji-chan? He looks no older than a teenager. Why is Aazil-sama calling him like that? So many questions, but she chooses to keep quiet. So, who is he? She saw another man. He has gray hair, gray eyes, and wears something that clearly says I'm a yaoi material character for all Fuyoshi to use. She really needs a rest at that time. Ugh. She is shocked when the blonde man suddenly becomes sick. His face was pale blue, like someone who holds a vomit. Oi damn brat. You wait a minute, Ji-chan. He's Vali, host of the White Dragon Emperor. Who would have thought that she would meet the host of the White Dragon Emperor, one of the 2 heavenly dragon. Seriously? This, ugh. Why you always surrounded by pretty guys? Humph, so this is the one you called Ji-chan, Aazil. Not looks that strong, gay, an Uchiha attitude too. What a frightening combination. Okay, even if she doesn't understand what they're saying at that time. The conversation seems interesting for her. Forgive him, Ji-chan. What is this? The leader of fallen angels placating to a mere devil? What a joke. You should stop it, Vali. Another voice can be heard in that room. Hey. So you're already awake. Albion, yeah, good to see you again, Naruto-sama. Now this is funny, even one of the 2 heavenly dragons is bowed to him. Dragon. The voice from the gray-haired man's body is the English dragon. And it called the blonde man Naruto-sama. Just who is this person? Vali, you don't know anything about him. So you better stop it now. She heard the blonde laughing again. What is it? What's so funny? You have an interesting host, Albion. Want me to break him like your previous one? The moment this Naruto guy said it, something invisible forced her down. It's kind of hard to breathe now. She even could barely see Aazil-sama and the gray-haired guy sweating. Ugh. Sorry, girl. I kinda forgot that you're still here. It's gone. That invincible heavy pressure is gone. Hi. She slightly thanked at that. Something would have broken if he continued that. Vali, you should cool down your head now. After Aazil-sama said that, the gray-haired man simply compiled it. It's clear that Aazil-sama wants this Vali guy to out from there. He was walking out, but before glancing at Naruto. Makes the situation becomes tense once again. It keeps like that, before finally the guy is gone. Sorry about that, Ji-chan. Nah. He's still a kid after all. Now, about this girl. That's the end of it. And for her, she just gets an order from Aazil-sama to observe the host of the Red Dragon Emperor. Which she learned it was the same guy that Renai saw. No. It was same guy that Renai ditched. She just has to observe him as the little sister of this Naruto guy. But not that all, she also has to do it as one of Kuo Academy student. And remembering when she meets this janitor at the first time. God hopes she could still sane after. When? The 2 are now currently walking near the gate, where several students confusedly seeing a cute blonde girl near their janitor. Oi, put up your act. Don't you want to make your high school debut success? Naruto muttered enough for the girl. Instantly, the girl expression changed, becomes cheerful with bubbly aura. Hi, Oni-chan, she said it with dazzling innocent smile and affectionate tone. Naruto suddenly clenching his fist with manly tears leaked from his eyes. Ku. This is it. The Emoto Kara that I wait. Ufufu, Oni-chan is weird. He suddenly glomped the girl, rubbing his cheek to hers. I'm Shoei, Nanari-chan. This Oni-chan of yours is so weird. The girl just laughs it off, then suddenly began fidgeting. Oni-chan, people are watching. Truth to be told. The students of Kuo Academy who passing were muttering while looking at him. Don't mind it, eh, Urogami? Another male voice interrupts their hugging session. Naruto, who broke the hug, is turning his head. Looking at the man that he called as a friend. Hi, how do Issei? Issei? Nanari finally meet her target and finally launching the plan that she and Naruto devised yesterday. By pulling the janitor's sleeves like a lost puppy and say, Oni-chan, who is this? And what he means by Urogami. Ha, don't mind it, Nanari-chan. This guy has some issue in his head, oi. By the way. Nanari-chan, this is Hayao Issei. Issei, this is my Emoto, Namikaze. Nanari the brunette was shocked after hearing that. Emoto? Urogami, you have an Emoto? Why you never say anything about her? The question was trailed off when his light brown eyes falling to Nanari's center area. More accurately on chest. His face that clearly shows a pity makes the fallen angel in disguise feel a twitch in her eyebrows, but she couldn't do as she pleases right now, because of her innocent character act. Nevertheless, she still could do this. Oni-chan, why is he looking at my chest? Which makes Naruto grab the self-proclaimed harem king and look him eye to eye, before he leaned to whisper something in sharp, deadly tone. Something like, Issei. Do you still remember what happened to Matsuda and Motohama 1 week ago? A certain memory when he saw his two close friends were tied on a pole, with nothing but a piece of paper covering their genital area in front of school building has surfaced. Ha, do you know why they could become like that? And no, a dark chuckle that makes Issei shivered can be heard. It's because they trying to steal my Milky Yui Nyan Nyan limited version. And you know what? Maybe there will be another guy that will end up just like them. A guy with initial H and I, but don't worry. Because I'm so generous, I'll tell you how to avoid it. It's easy. Just behave yourselves to my Emoto. Naruto pull his head and look into Issei's eyes. Are we clear? The brunette could only give nods as his answer. Which makes Naruto demeanor turn totally 180 degrees. Good, you understand. Now. He turned his head, right only to see a trembling blonde girl with green eyes that have tears on its sides, and mouth that wavering. He couldn't be helped, sweat dropped when her face. It is so much resembled as anime baby who hold their tears. She takes a step back. Scary. Miss, don't come close to me. Her shouts, makes his eyes are shadowed, there's a depressed aura around him. Ano Issei-san, help me. Slowly, Naruto goes to a nearby tree, and crouched while drawing circles in the ground. It hurts. My heart is hurts. Unknown to them, Nanari look at the situation with WTF looks. One is pale white, one is terrified, and one is depressed. Is every day gonna be like this? A moment for calm down. Now we can see the four already back to normal. Which all because of Nanari efforts. Ahem. Now, I think the introduction should continue. My name is Namikaze Naruto, Nanari's Oni-chan. And you? Naruto looks at the blonde girl behind Issei. My name is Asia Argento. Finally. Argento-san, is it? Can you lend me Issei for a moment? There's something we have to talk to, eh? Talk? What are you about, Renai? Naruto quickly shut him with sharp subject. Knowing it could make the conversation goes fast. Their reaction was as expected, like what he thought. Issei, who suddenly tensed in prepare, and Asia tensed in fear. How do you a memory about his buku explaining something to him surfaced? I see, so that's true that you Issei. He stopped him, then look at Nanari before back to him, not here. The brunette seems confused for a moment, before a shocked face for a moment before becomes an understandment. Oni-chan, what's wrong? Who is Renai? Naruto instantly become nervous. Oh. Renai is a name of Italian food. And yesterday, Issei said that he wants to know where to buy it. He nudged Issei for a help. That's right. Urogami says that it's so delicious, so I want to try it. Issei-san? Argento-san, could you accompany Nanari-chan for a moment? Good. The blonde didn't let her answering when quickly grab Issei to a nearby quiet place. The two are in a clearing around the woods now. There's a silence between them, waiting for who's going to ask first. About you're a devil. Is it true? It was from Issei. Yeah. I trust the Gremory girl is the one who told you? Yes, Buku also said you saved one of the fallen angel. Yeah, I did. Why? She was part of the groups who make Asia suffering. It's not a simply because someone takes an interest on her, right? Questioned the brunette. Naruto let out a deep sigh. Then let me say this first, Issei. What? What would you do when heard an innocent devil was offered for a good position in some famous office with high salary, and what she should do is just to kill a boy? Issei was shocked for a moment, before he thinks about it and then said. What do you mean? Just think it as a random question, nothing more. I will convince her as hard as I can, that what she did is bad. A smile appeared in Naruto's face. That's not really bad answer, but it changed again to become more deadly serious. Now, about a Gento-san case. How about the fallen angel that I saved, has the same condition? Or worse, she was threatened? The brunette's eyes widening. Never thought something like that also could be happened. He can't answer it. Ding dong dang dong, a bell from Kuo Academy is like a timer for the two. It also indicates the starts of the first period for students. Oni-chan? Nanari voice can be heard. Makes the two men looking at the two girls who looking for them. Naruto quickly put up a smile and answered the girl, that's right. You have a class, don't you? Sorry, for making you waiting. He looking at Issei once again. Now, Issei. Could you show Nanari-chan your classroom? She's your new classmate after all, understood the brunette, passing the janitor, but before said the janitor whispered in Issei's ears. Sorry about that, Issei. But I just want you to think not all fallen angels are bad. Also, Nanari isn't a devil. Please don't tell her some unnecessary things. He watches how the three walk together. The blonde girl that with Issei, Asia Argento, seems chatting happily with Nanari, and Issei keep entertaining them with his fake happy demeanor. He looks at them till going inside the building, before he raised his fist and leaked another manly tear. Naruto. You're so cool back there. And it's all as planned. The plan is simple. First, he will need Maitelt to be registered as a student in Kuo Academy with help from the student council. He said to Sona that Maitelt is an important person from Fallen Angel Fraction, and has an order to observe the growth of the Red Dragon Emperor in Issei. Second, he introduces Maitelt as his little sister, Namikaze Nanari, and make her act like just a normal human in front of anyone. And the last one is just to make Issei believe that not all of fallen angels are bad. It's for when Maitelt fallen angel identities is found out, she still could observe the Red Dragon Emperor with ease. Knowing Issei, Naruto believe the guy will do what he feels right. Nonetheless, that's all what Aazil and Maitelt wants. For Naruto, he will give her the necessary things and backup as long as the girl could impress him. That's all. He's standing in there for a few minutes, before his danger sensor is tingling, makes him jumping to the side and missing a kick from someone. A man, short red hair with some kind antenna sticking out from his head, brown eyes, and wears Kuo Academy's school uniform. Oi! What's wrong with you, buddy? What's wrong? The unidentified man trembling. What's wrong, you said? He pointed himself. This is what's wrong. It's you're doing right. What are you then? A memory flooded to his mind. It seems, the clone that he uses for harvesting is still intact until before. And because he is bored at the moment, he chooses to execute a plan to give the experiment number 98,751 to a certain girl. That means. PFFT. Is that you? He also trembled. Holding his laugh to Moeki, then he broke it, and start to run to some direction. Gya ha 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 ha. We have a she-male in this school. Gya ha 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 ha. Wait, you bastard. In a vast meadow, he's laying in the ground with closed eyes. A gentle breeze passed his face that facing the blue sky while clouds sometimes covering him from the sunlight. Peaceful. Is what you could say if saw his face now. Hi-hee. A child's giggles can be heard by him, make he open his eyes and showing his blue sapphire orbs to the world, only to see an ocean blue one. A smiling little girl, has long sun-kissed blonde and round-shaped face which showing a similarity as his but with small baby fat. She gives him an amused smile with mischievous looks. Are you awake already? The girl's question is only answered by a smile from him before a different scene flashed. This time, it shows the little girl from before in her teens. She's prostrating, showing her determination to him. Please, train me. I need power to find him. To find my last family. To find my father. He looks at the gesture with hurt, before dismissed it with a blank face when the girl raised her head. I understand. The girl was smiling at him. He was not. Another different scene is shown to him, where the same girl in her adult ages. She looks at him with anger as tears already out from her eyes. Why? Why you never told it? Why you never said that you are? Why? Otosan. He only could look at another direction with muttering one word sincerely. Sorry. It becomes white again, before another scene appeared. The same blonde-haired girl, no, she's a woman now, stood in front of him with a determined look. I'm going, said the woman before she turned back and starts walking. You will die if you go, let me Otosan, interrupted the girl. You are the key to end this disaster, you are the last hope to drive them out from our world. So, trailed off the woman who spat out when she said them. Naruto, gritting his teeth, feels like bounded by chains for the first time to save his precious peoples. Besides, a great person once told me, a parent's job is to protect their child, even if they are hated by them. Right, Otosan? Continued the woman as she gives him a reassuring smile. Even if he gives a reassured smile to her, the worry's still in there. Another one, where he saw the woman holds a dirty blonde-haired boy. He was happy for finally arrived to their place, feel reassured that his daughter and grandson are safe. He looks at the two with relief. The two who laughs. The two who hug each other with happy tears. The two who saw him and waving their hands with smiles. Before several swords impaled them. Blue eyes suddenly snapped up, looking at the ceiling with an empty mind. Slowly, the owner of those eyes registered what happened to him. A dream. Huh. Muttered the man before he looks at the clock on his side. 3:17 a.m., he closed his eyes and sighed in annoyance. Of all memories. Why have to be that one on it? Turning to another side, he decided to go back to sleep. Wa'am. A yawn. In a small cabin, where the place a certain janitor of Kuo Academy and his new tenant lives in. We found the owner of the house, Namikaze Naruto, who currently walking like a zombie in some third-rated horror movie to a kitchen. The blonde who has 3 whiskers like Mark stopped when arrives in front of a refrigerator. He looks at it with blank face, before he looks at the cabinet on top of it. The blonde thinking if he should make omelet rice, pancakes, or an instant food for breakfast. Instant one then. Decided Naruto, who feel lazy to make a proper meal today. He took several instant ramens and porridges from the cabinet before went to the kitchen still with those half-lidded eyes in his sleepy face. Grab a pot, fill it with water, and start to heat it, Naruto waiting the water for boil as he saw it like a 60-years-old labor worker who lamenting his lives. Anyway, Naruto is waiting, and waiting the water for boil until his body shivering because of nature calls. Toilet, said the blonde before start moving to the bathroom. Naruto moving slightly faster, arrived in front of it, twisting the doorknob, and then went inside to use the room. Only for see her in there. Instead of a simple empty bathroom, what he saw is a blonde-haired girl who turns her head at his direction while currently trying to wear a black lace panty. That girl is Maitelt, a fallen angel who has a task for observing the Red Dragon Gauntlet in one of Rias Gremory's peerages by disguising herself as Naruto's little sister and a normal student in Kuo Academy. Not this again. Groaned Naruto with boredom, telling what happened in there is not something new to him. The girl's eyes widened, mouth agape, and a clearly shocked face appeared in there before changed to a blush with teardrop on side her eyes. Naruto didn't look at her face and focusing his gaze on the panties for a moment, and then give the girl in front of him a flat stare. 60 points. Bam. Before he shut the door with a bang and walks away as if nothing happened in there. Bam. As expected, the girl quickly opened the door. Clad only in her black lace panties while her left hand covering her not-so-big breast. You. Muttered the girl with anger as pink light spear slowly formed on her right hand. Naruto who see it just do stretching, knowing where's this going to. Okay. Another morning warm-up then. Muttered Naruto, not bothered by the wrath aura that radiating from the girl's body. The blonde girl raised her head, showing a flustered adorable glare instead the usual evil one. Pervert, shouted the girl as she threw the spear at Naruto, only for it miss when the blonde man tilting his head. One spear dodged. Clang and going through the window, said Naruto still with boredom. Grrr. The girl become frustrated as she summoned more pink light spears before throw it. Pervert. Naruto comically stretching his waist to the left and right before jump then land in ridiculous eagle pose. 3 spears dodged. Swoosh and going through the window said Naruto still with bored tone. The girl gritting her teeth, anger and embarrassed when felt the man make fun of her, before summoning 5 spears that floated around her, along with 2 other spears on her hands. Not bothered to cover her not so big chest and pink nipples anymore, too focused for thinking how to castrate the man in front of her. On the other side, Naruto didn't move from his eagle pose and keep looking at Maitelt with boredom, make a twitch and the girl's head increased. The two just be quiet in there. Drip the sound of water drop can be heard clearly. Drip. The two focused on that sound, knowing it's the bell to end another dispute. Drip. The game is on. "Hurrah!" shouted the girl without intent to lose. "Ha!" said the man with flat tone to mock the girl. From outside the cabin, now we can see several pink light flashed and dimmed several times, before thing become more chaotic as a sound something broke, explode, and scream can be heard from that place. And that is how another Naruto's day starts in Kuo Academy. Now we see Naruto and Maitelt, who currently walking through the woods to Kuo Academy's direction. One annoyed, meanwhile the other with embarrassment. "You know, I think I'm already tired of the so-called bathroom event from a typical love comedy scene. I mean, it is surely amusing on the first day, but now," said Naruto, who has a red hand mark on his right cheek. Shut up. It was your entire fault to suddenly come in like that," accused Maitelt, who has a bump on her head. "No, it was your fault for always not locking the door in the first place," pointed Naruto, who makes the girls mumbled something while looking at another direction as her embarrassment increased. Naruto sighed at her stubbornness. "Whatever. By the way, how is Issei's progress?" Even embarrassed, Maitelt still answer it. Still nothing about his boosted gear. It seems the Gremory girl is focusing on his physical strength first. Is the shape changed? The shape? No, it's still the same as before. I see, said Naruto indifferently, but actually thought it further. The shape is still same from the awakening state. So that means Issei still hasn't gained the gift abilities on the second form. Naruto sighed at how slow Issei's development compared the previous hosts, before he decided to keep the mater for later and continued walking. "Hey, Naruto." Maitelt suddenly called his name, which Naruto replied by a grunt. "The Lord is really already gone, isn't he?" "Ah, that's right. Several days ago, he accidentally revealed the biblical God is dead to Maitelt." "Well, actually, it's not an accident." Even he himself still thought how stupid it sounds, at the way he revealed the one who created humans has died. It was when he testing a new game from a friend. The game was freaking difficult, and when he lost over than 50 times, he was cursing the biblical God despite he is already dead. Maitelt, who heard it, asked about what he means, and well, still unfocused because of the game, he answered with the biblical God is dead in a war nonchalantly. See? How stupid it sound, isn't it? Anyway, the fallen angel asks the evidence, which he just told her to pull a devil power by reversing the way she pulls her holy power, and then mix it together. Normally it is impossible to that, but because the biblical God is dead. When he realized what he said, Naruto turned his head and found Maitelt already cried as a small ball floated in front her hand. Even the size so small, he still can sense the mixed power in it. Before he could say something about his statement, the girl just runs to her room and locked it. He was confused. Why would the fallen one would sad for someone that already unrelated to him or her? From his information, Maitelt is actually coming from heaven before she becomes a fallen one. And knowing how her creator died was the reason that makes the girl's feeling turmoil. She started to sulk and didn't talk for a week, before she suddenly apologized for her behavior last night. Something must be happened to make her suddenly cheered up like that. It's not as if he cared about her or something. He just can't stand to see someone sulking in front of him. It's kind of reminding himself in the past. Anyway, everything is back to normal and let's end it like that. I already told you, didn't I? Answered Naruto indifferently. Yes, but how? I know it's because of a war, but how come a powerful deity like him could? Trailed Maitelt as she looks at the ground. Naruto, who saw it, just sighed in displeasure. Well, what I can say is, paused Naruto as bitter smile formed in his face. It's because he was protecting something precious to him. Something precious. What is it? Questioned Maitelt before flinched when she looks at Naruto's face. That smile again. Sometimes, she asked something that leading to his past, but the answer she always got is that same wry smile of him. Maitelt usually doesn't care if someone angered, cried, or even begged for not to be killed in front of her. However, this man. There's something wrong with him. It's as if he would break if keeping smiling like that. And the weird thing is, she is worried about him. Maitelt shook her head and opened her mouth to change the topic, but before she could do that. Nothing. Yosh. Let's end this sappy atmosphere and focusing on something that more important. Interrupted Naruto cheerfully. Maitelt sighed in fake displeasure at how he forcefully changes the topic. Hi, I bet you're going to say something stupid anyway, said the fallen angel indifferently. No, a grin formed in the janitor's face. It's about what happened in the bathroom before he wiggling his eyebrows as if wants to emphasize something. Why if that keeps continuing, I could assume that you just want me to look at your not so impressing body. He gave her a mock thinking pose or. Don't tell me. trailed off Naruto before he looked at Middle with teasing smile. Ooh, Mit-chan, you pervert. Who are you calling a pervert? And don't be suddenly friendly with me, shouted Middle in embarrassment. Naruto ignored her and continued. But I'll say that a black lace panty doesn't suit you. I recommended a blue stripped or a white one with bare pictures on it, but of course, going commando is the best after all. That's a sexual harassment, you jerk, the worst, an enemy of all women. Yeah, hey, if you said it like that, said Naruto sheepishly while scratching the back of his head. Why are you blushing? Eh? Of course I would after praised by my own little sister, said Naruto as if it was a matter of fact. Are you have a hearing problem? That was clearly not a compliment. Moreover, I'm not your little sister. Naruto ignored her by pumping his fist in manly tears. Ko. My little sister can be this so cute. Being it soon in the outside then dare in the house. Onii-chan is happy. There's must be something wrong with your head. Naruto ignores her again with giving a nice guy pose. Don't mind, it's a normal for someone like us to do perverted things. I mind about it. Unlike you, I have something called common sense. Yeah, hey, you make me blushing. Your head is really messed up, isn't it? Really? Don't suddenly ask it. But worry not, Mit-chan. Even if you are a pervert, Onii-chan still loves you. Don't lump me together with you, you damn maniac. I'm not the one who has a mountainous of humph. Quickly, Middle clamped her mouth to prevent finishing what she said. Has a mountainous of what? Middle shook her head rapidly in denial. No, nothing. She started sweating bullets when the blonde man looking at her suspiciously. Oh, I see. Naruto nodded sagely as he stroked an invisible beard. What? Said Middle cautiously. Mit-chan, I never thought that you are, said Naruto as his face become closer, which makes Middle face become redder. Ah, there's Asia. Then he suddenly dismissed it while look at another direction. Don't just end it like that, you good for nothing blonde Nanari-san. They were interrupted by a familiar feminine shout yet with melodious voice, which makes the atmosphere around Middle completely changed, become cheerful with bubbly aura. Become her disguise as Namikaze Nanari from the previous chapter. Hi? Replied Middle in her fake persona as she looked at the source of the voice. Whoa. Nice reaction, muttered Naruto, who holding his laughter now. Middle looks at him with a nasty glare for a moment before focusing on the one who called her. There's Issei beside Asia, who waving her hand cheerfully at the end of the woods path. The blonde fallen angel thought about something before grinning when an idea appeared in her head. She turned her face to the other blonde girl and waving back. Asia-san. Gah, cried Naruto in pain. By the way, the reason Naruto yelped is because Middle stomped Naruto's foot when Middle called Asia back. The fallen angel takes this chance for running to Asia while Naruto still caressing his pained foot. Oh Hayu, Asia-san. Hayaudu. Greeted Middle cheerfully. Oh Hayu, greeted back Issei. Oh Hayu, Nanari-san. Ah no. What's wrong with your Onii-san? Greeted Asia before she questioned about the male blonde. Middle tilting her head in fake confusion, before she turned her head and facing back her brother who's still in pain. Seems like that mana enchanted stomp has worked well. Ah, Onii-chan. Are you okay? Did you stumble upon something again? Said Middle worriedly before she put her hands on her waist. Mo, didn't I told you to take a day off? Now that's what happened if you didn't listen to me, finished Middle with a pout. Eh? What's wrong with Urogami? Questioned Issei to the girl. Middle sighed in displeasure. Listen to this, Hayaudu. Onii-chan was working until late night and barely gets a sleep. I said that he should take a day off for once in a while, but no tilde. He's so stubborn for it. Now he's too unfocused for working because of it, said the fallen angel dramatically. You little bird. I'll remember this humiliation. Naruto gritted his teeth for a moment before smiling sheepishly at her. Ha, it seems you're right. Maybe I'd take a rest for a little and you will do, nodded Middle before she grabbed Asia's hand. Let's go, Asia-san. Before she dragged the former nun happily to the school. Wait a minute, Nanari-san. Nanari-san. Nanari-san, pleaded the girl, who surprised but only for be ignored. Meanwhile Issei who look at the display with a smile. He's happy that Asia seems to have another friend. Yoga. Before he shouted and take a step back when Naruto's face suddenly in front of him. Don't suddenly surprising me like that. Naruto is just waving his outburst before he also looking at Middle who dragging Asia. The two girls are already become close in these past days. If Naruto was ignorant, he would think the former nun just innocently believed that she has a new friend, meanwhile the fallen angel just playing around with the former nun because of her disguise. But he actually knows that his supposed to be little sister is happy about their friendship. Not only that, he is also suspicious the bishop of that Gremory girl is the one who cheered up Middle after knew the biblical god is dead. Well, enough about that. Now for Issei. Naruto, who's still looking at the two blonde-haired girls, suddenly says, "So, Issei. Did you impregnate Asia already?" Issei did a spit take after hearing that. "Well, what are you talking about? Moreover, what kind of question is that?" "Nah, nothing. Just a joke. Now shoo, go to your class," dismissed Naruto. Issei's mouth already opened to argue back, but the school's bell is already ringed before he could do it. "Hi," said the brunette devil tiredly before he going to inside the school building. Naruto look at the host of Drag for a second, before he going to another direction. Well, time to work, PFFT, what a joke. He will make a clone to work before he takes a nap somewhere else instead. Today has a nice weather after all. But before that, in another place, there's Sona who walking in a school hall with Tsubaki beside her. Rias? The student council's president was slightly surprised to see Rias and Aeno from the opposite direction. And from their expression, the two seems need something from her. Ohio, Sona Ohio, Rias, the two are greeting each other while their queens are just bowing. What is it? It's a rare for you to come all the way here instead to the student council room, asked Sona curiously. Rias gives Sona a smile. Nothing, I'm here just want to ask you about that Namikaze. The younger one. Whom Sona push her glass and make it glinted. What about her? That girl, is she really just a normal human? Rias continued her question. What would make you to think that? Well, it's just. There's something off with her. Sona looks at Rias with calculating gaze, before she sighed and says, no. She is a fallen angel, answered Sona calmly, but only to makes Rias, Aeno, and Tsubaki tensed after heard that Rias' expression becomes serious. Why, there's a fallen angel in this school. Moreover, how? She paused for a second before a certain thought crossed in her head. Don't tell me, you're the one who let her. That's right, Sona answered the unfinished question. As for why she is here, it's because she is on behalf of the fallen angel fraction, to observe the growth of the red dragon gauntlet in one of your servants. You are aware of it? Surprised Rias, missing why the fallen angels want to observe her pawn's sacred gear. Yes. As for how? Well, I have my own informant about that, said Sona with finality, doesn't have intentions to give more. Rias, who saw that, decided to ask another question. Still, why are you letting a fallen angel come to this place? If it's about your worry to the student's safety, then don't be. I guarantee that she has just come for observing and won't harm any people. Well, as long as they deserve it, the short-haired woman gives her childhood friend a reassuring smile. Also, there's a request from someone to keep secret her identity as a fallen angel. Rias become confused after heard that. Then why are you telling me this? Sona gives the red-haired girl a smile. Well, I thought it's not really that bad if I tell my childhood friends about it, right? Rias looked at Sona for a moment before sighed helplessly. Right, said the red-haired girl as she smiled back. But could you really keep it secret to Hayato-kun and Argento-san? It seems they really insist about that one. Rias becomes serious again. Is this related to the ritual that they perform to Asia? What you are talking about? Asked Sona in confusion. Maybe I should ask it to Naruto for the details later. He must know something about it, continued Sona in her thought. Rias slightly doubted Sona's confusion, before she shook her head and decided to trust the girl in front of her. Nah, nothing. Also. About the older one, that makes Sona blinked in surprise. Naruto? What's about him? Asked Sona, which followed by a thought, what kind of trouble that despicable blonde did now. Yes. Just, who is he? How the Gremory heiress asked it with a slight tone of anger makes Sona chuckled. I can guess. There's must be something unpleasant that happened between you two, isn't it? What's this thing about me? Kya? The one who being talked suddenly appeared like a ghost from a horror movie, hanging upside down from the ceiling in front of them, which makes the four girls startled at the unexpected. Can you not suddenly appear like that? What are you, a random creature who often popping out from nowhere? Quickly yelled Sona. That's rude, I'm not a spawn monster from some RPG game, you know? Said Naruto with a pout. Then don't do something that makes you look like them? The short-haired woman sighed for calming herself. So, what do you want? Moreover, just get down already, eh? I'm in the middle of cleaning now, complained the blonde-haired male as he pointing the sparkling ceiling. Just do it normally, said Sona as she gives the blonde male a flat stare. This is normal for me. Sona gives another few seconds flat stare before says, sorry, it's my fault for not think it thoroughly. I'm forgetting that you are abnormal in first place now, you don't have to point that out, said Naruto calmly while doing placating motion. Rias looks at the two in bewilderment before shook her head. Namikaze. Naruto interrupt Rias, who already calmed down. Naruto turning around while still hanging from the ceiling. Oh, Justice-chan. You look healthy, chirped Naruto that make a twitch in Rias' eyebrows. Of course, sorry, but can you wait a minute? I have a message from Sona's One-E-chan. Interrupt the janitor, not missing another twitch in Rias' eyebrows. One-E-sama? Questioned slightly surprised Sona. Naruto turned back facing the student president again. That's right. Naruto grinning happily. What is it? Sarah-tan said she needs your help for her next TV show. Also, she would come to hear if you said no. Naruto's grin become wider, seeing a grimace looks is formed in Sona's face. Blackmail, huh? Said Sona in displeasure before she looks at Naruto. You seem happy about it. The grin on Naruto's face becomes wider. Of course. Seeing those displeasure face. Is like a caffeine for me. Gya ha 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 ha, said Naruto as he coming down, before passing Sona then running away. Tsubaki, shouted Sona as she put gloves from her pocket. Hi. The vice president didn't need to know what to do. She put her own gloves then rummaging something and giving it to Sona, before the student president throws the thing to the blonde-haired janitor. All within 4 seconds flat. Bam poof, the brick is hit Naruto, before a puff of smoke and a log replaced him. TCH, you can't attack me with same method, Sona Schwan. Ha 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 comes from the voice of Naruto in the air, but the man is nowhere in sight. Geez. That guy is really such a pain in the ass. Muttered Sona in distress. She shook her head before turning back facing at Rias. Sorry, Rias. About your question before, could I answer it later? The red-haired girl could only nod after saw a different side of her childhood friend. She was surprised to see the short black-haired young girl who usually calm and collected, become very expressive now. Thank you, said the Citri heiress before she and her queen passing the 2 girls in front of her. Maybe you can ask it directly to him. I'll send that bastard to your clubroom later. Just be careful of him. He is dangerous. In a way, said Sona without looking back. Dangerous? Wait a minute, Sona halted Rias, who turned around to call her childhood friend. The one who being called stopped but still not facing back. What is it? Namikaze Naruto. Is he one of your peerages? The question is not only Rias who want to know the answer, but also Akeno and Tsubaki are also curious about it too. Keiku? A little push from Tsubaki to answer it. The Citri heiress stood still in there for a moment, before she continues to walk while keep quiet, which makes the Gremory heiress frown at the unanswered question. Now in different time and place, more exactly the occult researchers clubroom at after school, the usual members of that club are present and waiting for something. Knock knock or someone. Come in. A door in that place opened before revealed it was Naruto from behind of it. The blonde-haired janitor look all the member of the club with bored look, meanwhile the club members looked tensed when saw him. Did any one of you saw someone named Yamada coming here? Asked Naruto out of nowhere. The others were confused about it. They look at each other, before Issei decided answered it. No. We don't, Urogami. Okay, then the blonde-haired janitor nodded. Click, then he closed the door again, make Rias and the others blinked at the unexpected gesture. Rias' eyebrow is twitching when she realized the janitor isn't coming back. Koneko, could you bring him back here please? The emotionless girl only gives her a nod before walk and going behind the door. Meanwhile all the member who waiting in the room could hear the commotion. Oh, Nico-chan. What's whoa? That was dangerous. Why hey. That one almost hit me. Wait, can we talk over about this? They can hear Naruto, who seems constantly dodging the white-haired lolly. Buku's order and emotionless voice also can be heard from behind the door. It's from Koneko. Gah. It can't be helped then. Hop, ya, toa. Doria, do. Shat. Ya ta. Can you whoa? Can you say anything other than that? The other occult club member could imagine how the janitor is dodging Koneko's attacks repeatedly. Enough. Take this. Taiyaki? Takoyaki. Nya. Anpan. Naya. Hee. Now for the finishing blow. Who's the cute kitten tilde? Who's the cute kitten tilde? Anya tilde. All of the occult club members were surprised, also confused at the same time. Just what happened, and what's with those attacks that named after a dessert? Issei raised his hand as if have a question after heard something unusual from the Kuo Academy's mascot. Buku, is Koneko-chan purring in there? Is this what Sona means of dangerous? But, thought Rias, who ignoring Issei's question. Buku? Called the host of Rig. Issei. Hi? Squeaked the brunette at the seriousness in his Buku voice. Could you go and get them back here please? Asked the occult club president. Oh okay, Issei nodded at that, then start walking to the door. Issei-san, good luck, supported Asia, which answered with a nod before he disappeared from their sight. The rest members are now waiting again while heard the pawn's attempt. Whoa, she's really purring, a surprised voice from Issei can be heard. Oh, Issei. What's up? And this one from Naruto. No. It's just that's right. Issei, didn't you say you want to borrow the new Tokyo DD Girls magazine? Rias twitched her eyebrows after heard a suspicious name of magazine. Yes. Did you bring it? Of course. Here, whoa. Oh pie, a pie, a pie. Thank you so much, Urogami. Don't mind it, just read it over there quietly. Aye, sir. The devils in Clubroom now sweat dropped at how Naruto distracted Issei easily. It seems his lust win over your order, Buku, said Yuto, who chuckled at the brunette behavior. I know, sometimes it's annoying how easily he distracted by his carnal desire. Rias sighed at the failed pawn. Akeno called the Crimson Princess. Hi, Buku. Akeno accepted the unasked order and start walking elegantly to outside the room. Buku-san, is Akeno-san going to be alright? Questioned Asia timidly. Don't worry, Asia. If it's Akeno, she would success. I trust her, answered Rias proudly. Asia seemed still unsure about it, but didn't say furthermore. When the door to the outside closed, they start to listen again. Ara, Namikaze-kun called Akeno with her usual catchphrase. Now. What will you do, Namikaze? Thought Rias as she can hear her queen is already making a contact with the janitor. Oh, Himejima. What's wrong? It seems Rias Buku want to meet you now. The other member in the clubroom is now slightly leaning closer, curious at what kind of dirty trick their school's janitor would do now. Okay, only for them to face planet at how he suddenly agrees. Asia sighed at finally it would be over. Rias smiled in satisfaction. And Yuto shook his head because worrying for nothing. Ara? You dropped something, Namikaze-kun. Rias can hear Akeno's voice once again. Oh, could you get it for me? And once again Naruto answered it. Hi. Ma. Another surprised voice from the black-haired beauty makes Rias and the others curious. What is it? This is. That. My friend gave me those S&M tools catalog yesterday. She said theirs would be a big sale on their store, and you could find rare tools in. Himejima? Hey, Himejima. Uoi hive meechfime she lost on her own world. Well, it can't be helped then, now I should move her in there, and. Voila. Now Nico-chan, who is the cute kitten again. Naya, you've got to be kidding me. Back into the room, Rias massaged her head. She can't believe her queen could be failed too. The Gremory heiress rose from her chair, decided to finish this by her own hands. However, before she moves from there, Yuto stopped her. Buku, let me do this instead. Rias looked at her knight directly in his eyes. Are you sure? Hi. Replied the Bizounen confidently. Rias gave a thought about it. Her knight doesn't look like a pervert that always leering at every girl who approached him. Heck, she is suspicious that he is a gay. He also doesn't have a fetish problem, not openly though. Okay, but be careful. Yuto nodded at his king before start walking to the door. Don't worry Buku, I won't fail. The Bizounen give his king a reassuring smile before he continued to walk outside the room. The last two-member occult research club is now waiting again with heavy atmosphere, focusing on what's going to happen. Good afternoon, Namikaze-san. It's begin, thought Rias as she and Asia could hear Yuto's voice behind the door. Oh, it's you. What is it? A tired voice comes from Naruto. Nothing, it's just Rias. Buku is already tired of waiting. A friendly tone comes from the knight. Shing, is that? Rias blinked at the thought. Yuto unsheathed his sword. Wow, wait a minute. Why did you bring that out? Don't mind about it. I just want to bring you back to the clubroom. By force, mama, there's no need for a violence in here. Don't worry, it would over quickly. You know Hey Kiba, there's a crack in your sword. Sorry, but that excuse won't work on me. Good one, Yuto. Keep it up, cheered Rias in her mind. No. Just look, there, near the hilt. Rias and Asia exchanged look at the silence. It seems you are right, Namikaze-san. A loud sigh can be heard. Kiba, how could you miss it? As a sword user, you should be ashamed of it. That was from Naruto. Gah. A sword is not only a tool, they also a partner on a fight. Someone who can't even treat their partner is. The janitor is sighing again. It seems you still have long ways to go, Kiba. You are right, Namikaze-san. I'm sorry. Why did you apologize, you stupid knight? Rias did a facepalm after heard that. It's fine. By the way, did you come to the exhibition sword 3 days ago? Because I saw someone that looks like you in there. Oh. Did you went there too, Namikaze-san? A rather excited voice comes from the night. No, Yuto. Don't fall to his trap. Rias pleaded in the clubroom. Of course. Did you saw that Muramasa sword? I never thought they would show it. A laugh comes from the blonde janitor. Yeah, and don't forget about the twin fang, reminded Yuto. The one from Medieval? The 2 blades with pure white steel like a snow. Yep. Yeah. That was fine swords. Now how about Rias slammed her head to the desk. It seems she forgets that her knight is a sword freak. I won't fail my ass, groaned Rias in displeasure as she heard the 2 blonde male chatting happily about swords. No, this can't be happened. I have to save them. Asia convinced herself in panic before run out from that place. No, Asia, shouted Rias, but it's too late as the bishop is already out from there. Maybe. Just maybe. She could do it. Aano. 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 The Gremory heiress slammed her head to the desk again after heard Asia's stuttered voice. The girl can't even talk properly. So it's down to me, huh? Rias rose up from her chair before walks to the door with a determined look. She should do this from the start. If you want to do something right, you have to do it by yourself. She would show the janitor for not messing with the Gremory heiress and her peerages. She is a Gremory, the Crimson Ruin Princess, little sister from one of the 4 great Satans. She won't let her peerage, her slave, and her family be controlled by some janitor. Gripping the doorknob tightly, the red-haired devil twists it and set the stage for the battlefield. Rias Gremory has precious friends to be saved in there. Ano. Keiku called a familiar feminine voice. What is it, Meguri? Asked the student council president. Is it okay to send him alone to the occult research's clubroom? Ma. Are you worried about Naruto-san, Tomoe-san? This comes from Hanakai Momo with knowing look. You. Did your head hit something? Said Tomoe with a flat stare to Momo's direction. A group of student council members now are walking to the old school building direction, to the place where Rias Gremory and her peerage is in. The reason? Well, the Citri heiress thinks that this is the right time for introducing Saji and the others to Rias' new servants. But still. Meguri is right. I should go with him in the first place, said Sona, who considering her decision to send Naruto alone. Ma, is Namikaze-san really that bad? Questioned Hanakai Momo confusedly. The worst a nightmare a hell teacher comes from Sona, Tomoe, and Tsubasa. So he is dangerous after all, convinced Saji while nodding. Really? But several of my classmates said he is a kind person, questioned Kusaka Raya. Don't be fooled, Kusaka. He is just like that if you give him a job. Being a professional, he says, explained Sona. So, is that means he is a pauper? I mean, it's the reason that he can't become a student, right? Nimura Ruruko joined the conversation. The student president has shook her head in denial. No. The bastard could buy several islands if he wants to, answered Sona calmly as she ignoring several gasps from her behind. Then Keiku, why is he becomes a janitor then? Asked Tsubaki. Sona sighed before she answering it. He is just bored. Taking several tasks from the students is just one of the few things that he did to pass the time. One of a few things? Said Tomoe curiously. Do you still remember how he turned you into a man? Questioned back Sona, which answered by a grunt from Tomoe. Thank goodness that the effect just lasts for 3 days. 3 Fu King days for the embarrassing torture when doing things as a man. That's one of it. Experimenting, continued Sona as she and the others finally arrived in front of the old school buildings. Ma, let's back to how Namikaze-san is bad to Gremory-sama and her peerages. I mean, what is the worst thing could be happen when he's in there? The others were startled when Sona, Tomoe, and Tsubaki suddenly stopped before face-palming. Hanakai Momo-san called Sona, Tomoe, and Tsubaki before they turned facing her. Hi? She's slightly nervous at how the 3 give her deadpan faces. You jinx it, said the 3 simultaneously. About what? Crash. A sound of shattered glass makes them turn their head to the source. In slow motion, they saw Rias Gremory comes through the window like an action hero before she unfolded her devil wings. Hands that guarding her face now moved to cover her ears, showing the tears that leak from her face. No Tilda. Please don't say it anymore. I don't want to hear it. Stop calling me with that name Tilda. Whined the Gremory heiress. From the same window, Akeno jumped and hugged the red-haired girl's waist. Calm down, Buku, stop fifed. Rias, who covered her ears, seems doesn't hear it. Or moreover she doesn't want to listen to anything. Buku-san. Akeno-san, shouted Asia, who also jumped and grabbed Akeno's legs now with cute desperately face. No. Let me go, cried Rias, who's still whining in the air. Asia. Another figure jumped and grabbed the blonde-haired girl's waist before revealing that it was Issei. There's also Koneko, who now grabbed Issei's legs while she is still inside of the building. The little girl's hands are holding each of the brunette's legs, while her own legs are for anchoring. She put the pressure on her left leg to the floor and her right leg is under the window's frame, which is oddly located exactly behind of Issei's genital place at that time. Anyway, when the frame can't hold between how strong Rias and Koneko pulled each other. Crack, it breaks. Makes the force in Koneko's right legs directed on something in front of her. Yeah, in the nuts. Woo-oo, shouted Issei in high-pitched voice with tears is out from his eyes. The group from Sona's winced when heard that though. And let's not forget that Koneko is a rook. Issei-kun, please don't release it, shouted Akeno. It's over. Issei Jr. is over, said Issei with high-pitched voice while his eyes become pure white now. Issei-san, please don't lose your grip, pleaded Asia. More like I'll lose my life first, continued the brunette. Sorry comes from Koneko. Just please stop, put the pressure on your legs. I beg you, said Issei, still holding the pain. You know, some students call the place as an old school building for a reason. First, it's because the place doesn't be used anymore, and the second is because the place has some decayed woods on some spots. Well, today, Koneko's left leg has hit the jackpot. Crack, the floor was broken, makes the kitten instinctively use her right leg to hold her body by slammed it to another place. Koneko let out a puff of pride, happy that she's success to balancing her body and forgetting she still have to pulls Rias back to the building. So when something peeling her hands instead, Koneko instinctively use her left leg and kick the window's frame near there without stint. Forgetting it's already broken. Yep, the second round for leg versus nuts. There's not even a scream from Issei, but the foam that coming from his mouth is already told of what he has felt. Miraculously, the brunette's grip is still tight. That also makes Koneko decided for letting herself being dragged because of unfocused. Slightly guilty for make Issei's condition worse and trusted the last member to pull them back. And that's how another hand grabbed the little girl's one. Issei, hang in there. I'll treat it later, said Yuto, who hold them with great effort. I don't want to hear it. From a man, said Issei in a very soft voice. Ha 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 ha. How about that, Justice Chan? Interrupted by a rather familiar laughter that can be heard from inside the building. The student council member now saw Naruto, who appears on another window with holding something white in his hands, something like a paper. You are several millennia too early for challenge me, Justice Chan. Now, how about this? Ahem. They could see their janitor taking a breath before seems like read something on that paper in mock monotone voice. First grader, Rias Gremory. My name is Rias Gremory. I really love robot. Especially the one from Super Sentai. Guess what? When I grow up, I'm going to marry the robot. Also no tilde. Interrupted Rias as she's struggling harder than before. The sight that like a flying humanoid kites who constantly whining was responded by surprised face and 3 flat looks from the student council member. That said Sona, Tomoe, and Tsubaki as they turned their flat look to Hanakai Momo. Make the white-haired girl laugh nervously. Aha aha ha ha. Back to occult research clubroom, several things can be seen there. Ooh. Sulked Rias cutely like a child in the corner. There Akeno comforted Rias like a mother. Ooh. This one was from Issei, who holding her pain and shame while being treated by Asia's twilight healing. You know. Don't worry Issei Jr., you'll recovered soon, said Asia while focused her healing treatment. Ooh. And this one from Naruto, who has 3 bumps on his head, while kneeling in front of Sona, who has a brick on her hand. There's also Yuto, who panting, still exhausted for bringing his king back to inside the building. Pulling 5 people who struggling in the air seem not as easy as it looks. Meanwhile Koneko is giving Yuto water, as she is the one who didn't get an injury. Not physical though, remember how she purring like a cat who got drunk by a catnip in the janitor's lap. Oh, and most of the student council member who in the same room were looking at the unfortunate victims with pity and an understanding look. Except for Naruto. Ratatata, tata tilde, a ringtone can be heard in that room. And yes, it's still the same one from Final Fantasy fanfare. It's mine, said Naruto, makes the others who have nothing to do are focused on him. Hello, Naruto, all in all, master of trades in here. May I know the victim, I mean, the great person who will have my service? He's still saying that lame introduction? Thought the entire student council member. Ha! You again. They saw how Naruto sighed deeply. Like I said, just search it on some spare parts, You were? Didn't find? Alaska? You huh? Ho hoo, I see. Fine, what did you want now? Said janitor, who surprised on the first before nodding repeatedly. Well, why not using a cardboard box then? Of course. Also watch out for the landmines. Bye, finished Naruto as he closed the call. What? Asked the blonde janitor when he saw the entire student council members look at him. Who is it? Asked Sona about the call. There's something off when he said cardboard box and landmines. Nah, nothing to be worried about. There's a guy who playing agent with me recently, explained Naruto nonchalantly. Playing agent? Yeah, his name is Snake whatever. It seems he is searching for a Metal Gear or something, though I'm still confused why he searches it on spare parts store in Alaska. Such a dramatic guy. Several chuckles out from Naruto's mouth. And the cardboard box? The Citri heiress can't be helped curious about that one. Oh, he says needs something that makes him undetected on nuclear facility and. You suggested that? Asked Nimura Ruruko in bewilderment. What can she say? An agent that infiltrating a nuclear facility with using a cardboard box and didn't get noticed? Yeah, sure. That's right. Chirped Naruto happily. Sona shook her head at that. Leave it to her other childhood friend for a bizarre idea. Tough. A certain agent in Alaska decided to try the method. And it works. So, what brought you all here? Questioned Naruto, who using a healing spell to nurse the bump. That's. Sona looked at the Rias and her peerages once again. Let's wait for them to recover. Okay, Naruto nodded in agreement. Tough, he actually doesn't care about it. One recovered peerages later, and what brings all of you here? Questioned Rias while take a glance at Naruto once a while, still wary of him from what happened before. Sona gives her a polite smile as she explains it. Nothing. It's just a greeting, since you have some new servants. She finished with looking at Asia then Issei before back to Rias. Servants? Don't tell me. Issei's eyes widened at the new revelation. Sona facing the brunette with still polite smile. You maybe know me as the Sato Keiku, Sona Shitori. However, my real name is Sona Citri, heiress of the Citri clan. And yes. Keiku pushed her glasses and make them glinting again. My servants and I are also a devil. She also gives him a mysterious smile in the end her sentence. It is me, or she gained a new habit? Muttered Naruto for himself from the sideline. For the next moment, the blonde-haired janitor decides to ignore how Issei surprised about there are other devils in Kuo Academy, before Saji throw a snide remark about the brunette ignorance. He grabs a popcorn from his pocket dimension, then munching the flakes lazily, makes Koneko, who noticed it decided went to his direction, and ignoring the others who focusing on the two male pawns that start arguing. Naruto feels the gaze from the white-haired lolly in front him. He decided to move the popcorn to several directions, which make her following it intensely. Want? Asked Naruto, who answered with a nod by Koneko. He patted the place beside him before she sit on there and starts lazily munching the popcorn together while watching the argument with flat looks. The two saw how Saji and Issei who take turns to squeeze each other hand with all their strength, and make the two Koheir of their respected clan side at their behavior. Rias gives Sona a tired smile. You must be having a rough time. In addition, Sona give Rias a matching smile as she says. No shit, Sherlock. The others blinked at the unexpected answer. Even Naruto and Koneko stopped munching their popcorn. I mean. You must be having a rough time too, corrected Sona awkwardly. The student president coughed once and continued. Anyway, I was planning to go to his place this month. It seems my servants is ready to get a familiar, eh? I was planning for going to there too? Said slightly surprised Rias. There's a silence after the two found a problem. This is troubling. He is only available for once a month, said Sona as she forms thinking pose. Rias smirked when she got a resolve to the problem. Then, how about deciding it with a duel, eh? Duel? Sona is surprised at the idea. Yes, the winner gains the right to commission him. Are you talking about raiding Gakya? Before the student president finished, something hit her forehead. It's popcorn. You're not an idiot, so don't act like one. All of them turned their head to the source of that bored tone, and found their janitor and the school mascot eating popcorn near the window. There's no one here that would give you two the permission anyway, continued Naruto. What do you mean by raiding game, Urogami? Asked Issei, who seems confused about the situation. Naruto pointed his finger at Rias. Ask that to Justice Chan later, said Naruto in same bored tone while ignoring a shout, don't call me that. From the Gremory heiress. The blonde janitor yawned and put his palm on his back head before leaned to a wall, giving the rest of popcorn to Koneko. So, seems like you have an idea for this problem, Justice Chan, said Naruto. Like I said, don't call me that. And yes, I thought that we could settle this through sport, said Rias, who annoyed by the justice remark. I see, said Sona as she adjusting her glasses. By what, where and when, she finished it with a sly smile. Rias answered the gesture by her own smirk. Tennis, on the court, tomorrow morning. I understand, giving a nod. Sona start to walk out from there. Then, see you tomorrow, but before she passed the door. Sona, wait, stopped Rias with serious look. What is it? You still haven't answered my question this morning. About whether Namikaze Naruto is one of your peerage or not this time, beside the kings and queens from each peerages is startled at the question, before they looked at the person who being talked about. Like I said, what? Asked Naruto, not being bothered a bit. Someday. The other now focused back to Sona, who has a cold gaze towards Rias. I'll answer it, when we have a rating game. Between you and me as the opponent, is what Sona said before she leaving that place with the other student council members that following her. There's a silence in that room. No one said anything after the Kuo student president left. Just how difficult it is to say yes or no for that question is in the thought of every occult members. But for Rias Gremory, she knows something about why her childhood friends didn't straightly answer it. Something that needs time to be explained. Something complicated. Well, I think I should go now. The statement from the enigmatic blonde makes the rest of ORC members remembers that he's still in there. Wait, Namikaze stopped Rias as she narrowed her eyes. Yes? Rias looked directly at his eyes. Just. Who are you? Naruto blinked his eyes a few times before give her a mock thinking pose. I am a devil, and. Well, you can say I also Sona's childhood friends. Childhood friend? Slightly surprised Rias, before she gives him a suspicious stare. That must be a lie, how come I never heard about you from Sona? Naruto rose up from his sitting position and dusting his pants before shrugged his shoulder. Of course you don't. That time, she was bounded by a rule to not reveal my existence after all. From whom? Right after Rias asked that, she and her peerages were surprised to see the man suddenly disappeared in a blink of eyes. No. It was faster than that. For that question all of them turned their head on the janitor who already opened the exit door. It's a secret. Then he out from there. Rias give a thought about the answer. Buku before Aeno called her worriedly when saw her king is disturbed. I'm fine. For now, we should focus on winning the duel. For Issei and Asia's sake she gives Aeno and her peerages a reassuring smile, which is answered by a couple of nods from them. A commotion occurs in the next morning at Kuo Academy's tennis court. Apparently, the first and the second most popular girl in their school would have a match against the third and the fourth in a tennis match. All the students who admired each team are already occupying the second best place in there. Near the fence, of course. Kya-a. Sona-sama. Comes from the girls who saw their object of admires. Uwu. Aeno one-e-sama. Comes from the boys who saw their object of lust. Cola, coffee, crackers, caramel. We also sell cupcakes, come on buy it. This one is come from Naruto, who dressed as a walking vendor, while beside him is Maitelt, or known Nanari as her disguise, in front the students of Kuo Academy. Ha! Why should I do this quietly, whined the girl who dressed same as Naruto. It's better than doing nothing. Besides, 1/3 of the sales from these goods are for your allowances. You said you want it right? Explained Naruto. Yeah, I said that. Hey, if I only get the 1/3, what about the rest? Asked Maitelt suspiciously. For me, of course. Her eyebrow is twitched after heard that, you cheapskate. The retort is just shrugged by Naruto. I wouldn't do this if it's not for that new shoes, whined the fallen angel. What shoes? Questioned Naruto. Girls' things. Don't ask it. Now, where's my free ticket of this boring job? The last one was said by the fallen angel while narrowed her eyes to search someone. You plan something again? Asked Naruto curiously. Aha. Being a fallen angel has a merit too, you know? For example, we could deceive some human to gain our own profit easily. Though sometimes, we could do it to a devil too. Well, only the weak or a fresh one, of course, explained Maitelt with still looking for someone. Ho, who said, amused Naruto. So, how about a match then? The winner takes all the money. Nah, don't want to. I still remember how Azazel-sama said that your luck is more frightening than the 4 great Satans, denied Maitelt, loud enough only for both of them to be heard. She's smarter than her looks, thought Naruto, who more amused by the fallen angel next to him. Then, how about this? If you win, you could ask anything to me. Anything, emphasized Naruto on the last sentence. Anything? Why would halted Maitelt, who think about the offer more through? Anything. Is he gives me a chance to know the detail of how the Lord is dead? Maitelt look at the blonde male who has a cunning smile on his face. She tries to search for anything that leading to a lie. Fine, sighed the fallen angel when she found none. Yosh. Now, how about you going first? The blonde-haired girl is looking at the man once again suspiciously, before she turned her head to search her ticket. Ah, there she is, said Maitelt when she found the person. She takes a deep breath before shouted the name. Asaya-san. Eh? The one who called is turning her head to the source, along with several students who also heard it. The devil janitor and the fallen angel waiting at the former nun who walks to them now. Ya, Asia-san. Greeted Maitelt with her fake persona when saw the blonde with green eyes arrived in front of them. Nanari-san. Asia gives a bow along with a smile, before she turned her head to the left. Ah, Naruto-san. You also in here, stuttered Asia with nervous a gesture. It seems she becomes more wary of him after the previous encounter. Naruto give the girl a nod before he decided to go to another place. Then, I'll go to there now. Ja-ni, Nanari-chan, Argento-san. Hi, Oni-chan. Replied Maitelt cheerfully. You Naruto-san, and a nod from Asia. The janitor walking to a nearby tree before going behind it and starts to observe the conversation. Tilda with Maitelt and Asia. Are you okay, Asia-san? Your face seems pale, questioned Maitelt in fake concern. Asia shook her head. No, nothing. What are you two doing? The girl asked back while looking at Maitelt's attires. The former nun look at the younger Namikaze, who wears something like a walking vendor, is stood in a midst of students. She also carries a backpack in front her that is full of snacks. Ah, this. I just helping Oni-chan to sell this goods, explained Maitelt cheerfully. Asia smiling fondly at her friend Nanari-san. You are really kind, aren't you? For helping your Oni-san is. Yeah, hey. Maitelt sheepishly rubbing the back of her head like a child. Kawaii is in the thought of several students who saw it. Ah, just hear this, Asia-san. Oni-chan said half of the sales are for my allowance, but he's so stubborn when I say I don't need that much. Moo. Stupid Oni-chan, whined the fallen angel with a pout. Eh? Why not, Nanari-san? I thought it was a good thing, questioned Asia while there are more students who also focused on the conversation. Maitelt is looking at the ground shyly. Well. Why, the reason I come here to this place is actually so that I could be with Oni-chan. But a longing expression is formed on the fallen angel's face now. Recently, he seems to take more jobs and always come late because of it. I don't know why he doing it. But whatever it is, I don't care. I just want to be with Oni-chan. I don't really need money. As long as he's with me, continued the girl with sad yet honest gaze that makes people around going aw. Asia grabbed Maitelt's hands before speak with encouraging tone. Nanari-san. I think Naruto-san has his own reason. Someday. He will tell you about it, I'm sure of it. Maitelt gives her a reassured smile and nodded. You are right, Asia-san. A determined smile was formed on Maitelt's face. I think I should help him more from now on. At least, I don't want to be a burden to Oni-chan anymore. She paused before continued with a sad smile while have a faraway look. Not after that. Nanari-san. Trailed off Asia as she looks at the different expression from her friend. I am. She closed her eyes before facing the former nun. His little sister after all, right? Finished Maitelt by giving the former nun a beautiful smile with bubbles and sparking lights that radiating from behind her. It's not only the long-haired blonde, but also all the students near them is touched by that. Nanari-san. I'll help you too. No. Let me help you, said Asia forcefully. Yeah, me too. Count me in. I want to help too. Is what several students said. The boys have determined looks, while the girls are soft smile. But, I don't mind it. Interrupted Asia. Yeah, me too. Don't worry about it, Namikaze Emoto. Several students allos give Maitelt a reassuring smiles. You all. Thank you very much, appreciated Maitelt while wiping her moist eyes. Yosh. Let's do this, you guys, said a random boy that followed by a chorus of ooh. By the others. While the students cheering, Maitelt turned her head facing at Naruto direction. Half of her face is shadowed, eyes become half-lidded, and an arrogant smirk in there. Hey, a scoff comes from the fallen angel. Tilda with Naruto gritting his teeth at how Maitelt manipulating the students. Damn. She pulls the students' feelings to the max by giving a false kindness excuses as the base, before turned it into sad mysterious past a bead of sweat trailed from Naruto's temple. After the students have their own delusion about what kind of bad things that happened to her, she finished it full blow of innocence, thought amazed Naruto. He's impressed with how the fallen angel could say that big bullshit story with so much emotion. This girl. She's good, continued Naruto before take a deep breath to make him calm down. An amused sigh out of the janitor's mouth. Looks like this is my lost. Is what she wants me to think. But he facing his own goods which actually half from the supposed amount. With an evil grin on his face that makes Yagami light-fromed. Note would mistook Naruto as his brother, he says the famous line. Just as planned. Whoa. There are so many snacks in here, said a random girl at Maitelt place. It seems they already noticed the amount goods in Maitelt's vendor backpack. Now, it's time for my counter-attack, thought Naruto, who start to walk to the fallen angel direction while smirking inwardly. Ah, so it was you after all, Nanari-chan, said Naruto with helpless tone, not missing a twitch in Maitelt eyebrow. Hey, Naruto-san? Questioned Asia as she and the other students are looking at their janitor now. Naruto keep walking until in front of Maitelt, before he slowly starts putting the goods in her backpack to his own. I already told, didn't I? That you don't have to work. Just do what you want and go play with your friends. You're free here, said Naruto with soft tone and kind gaze. Naruto-san, what do you mean? Asked Asia confusedly. In her childhood times, Nanari is different from the other kid. She always took her father's strict decisions obediently and never complained about it. I was worried, because it's not what she wants, not her desire, and when. I'm sorry, I can't tell you further more about it, said the janitor as sad gazes formed in his face while still taking the goods from Maitelt backpack. Hi, said Asia while looking at Maitelt in curiosity. I'm sorry, Nanari-chan. I didn't notice that you were lonely. I'll try to reduce my work and part-time job hours from now on. I won't work until dawn again. Continued Naruto before he stopped putting the goods, and starts patting Maitelt's head. Naruto-san, said several girls who touched at the gesture, some even let out an admiring sigh. But you know. As long as I could see your smile. I don't mind if I have to sacrifice myself. Finished Naruto with a dazzling smile while a gentle breeze waving his hair. His expression is not only makes Maitelt and Asia being fascinated, but also all the female students who saw it have a blush in their face. Ah. Just for a reminder. That all dramatic stories thingy are not real. It was created with full of deceit and ulterior motives. Thank you. Indeed. Such a pair of assholes. Naruto-san, shouted a random girl who suddenly grabs his hand. Hi? We will help you too, said the girl with a collective of nods from the others. He gave them another smile that makes the girls hawa and before said sorry, but I don't want to bother you all, don't worry, we are not bothered by it. Right you all? Convinced the girl forcefully, which answered by a chorus of hi from the girls. Naruto released the hold and take a few step back before give them a nod. Thank you. For knowing that Nanari-chan is good friends, I'm relieved to hear that Naruto-san, said the girls with still an awestruck face. Nevertheless, it's different from the boys. TCH bastard go to hell, popular guy muttered them with full of hate. Not that Naruto missing that, but he can handle it. He turned to the boys and bowing. Thank you, I'm sure my little sister would be happy too before he looking at Maitelt. Right, Nanari-chan? His words make the boys looking at the one that being addressed. Eh? Ah. Being called suddenly, Maitelt was surprised and nodded shyly while looking the boys once a while. A cute girl who blushing after saw you. If someone who doesn't have an experience about love and relationship, they would misinterpret it as the girl has a feeling for you. And unfortunately, for most of male students in Kuo Academy don't have it. Don't mind it, Namikaze-san. Why yeah, it has become our duty to help each other, leave it to us. Namikaze Imoto is what several male students said with their own cool pose. Alright, you guys. Let's help them, said a random boy who taking Maitelt's vendor backpack before being answered by Uwu. By the other boys. Okay, girls. Don't lose to the boys, said a random girls that also took a vendor backpack from Naruto, before a chorus of hi from the other female could be heard. They start organizing their job before start helping the Namikaze siblings selling the goods. Naruto-san. Called Asia with quiet tone. What is it, Argento-san? I'm sorry. It seems I was wrong about you. About many things, said the girl nervously. Nah. It's fine. Everyone could make a mistake after all. Moreover, I'm grateful that my little sister has a friend like you, said Naruto honestly. A beaming smile appeared in Asia's face. Hi. Then, I should start help selling this too, said the former nun before she going to another direction. While the others are busy, Naruto and Maitelt have their own conversation. TCH. This one is coming from Maitelt. Humph. Thou shall never win against me. Remember that, foolish little bird, said Naruto in high and mighty tone. Hi, sighed Maitelt tiredly when the blonde male pointed that out. Though, at least I don't have to do the job anymore. Naruto blinked at that. It seems he's forgetting that it was what Maitelt wants in the first place. She's right about that. A chuckle is out from his mouth. What is it? Asked Middle when she heard it. Nah, nothing. Just thinking now we will get money without doing anything, dismissed Naruto. Hey, you're right. Meanwhile on another place there's a girl with reddish brown hair with an antenna on the top, a girl with short blue hair, and a long white-haired girl who watching the display with several reaction. Idiots, all of them. Don't realize being manipulated, said Tomoe with flat stare. So this is what Naruto-sensei said about manipulating the enemy on a battlefield, muttered Tsubasa while nodding. Ma, such a lively siblings. The two girls beside her are turning their head to facing Momo. Seriously? Said surprised Tomoe. Ma dismissed Momo easily. Momo-san, are you okay? Did you catch a cold or something? Asked Tsubasa worriedly. Ma, why are you keep saying that phrase since yesterday? Now Tomoe give the white-haired girl an odd look. Ma, I'm trying to build my own character now, explained Momo calmly. Can any of you tone down your voice? I'm trying to focus in here, said another feminine voice that makes the three snap their head to the source. Rhea? Since when you're here? Moreover, who's doing the judge in Keiku's match? Aren't you the referee? A rapid question comes from Tomoe. Since the beginning, and I asked Ruruko-chan to replace me, said Kusaka Rhea, who writing something in a notebook that she hold, while locking her gaze on the two namikaze who currently talking to each other. Rhea-san. What are you doing? Asked Tsubasa. This. I'm just writing of how the younger namikaze is manipulating the students with sad story, before the older one is supporting it with siblings love story. And I must says, I became more and more amazed by Naruto-san. It seems his family has a talent for weight. What is that? Explained Rhea before she saw something from the two namikaze. The other three girls turned their head and found what the treasurer saw. While the other students are selling the goods, the namikaze siblings who stood alone are grinning mischievously. There's dark purple aura that surrounded them. Ku, chuckled the two namikaze that makes the four girls gulp in fear. The appearance a long straight black-haired man with snake-like face that appeared behind them as didn't help to ease the girls. That was wonderful, said Rhea, who writing faster now. Such an amazing technique, astounded Tsubasa at the display. Am I the normal one in here? Tomoe face-palmed at her friend's reaction. Ma, the author actually confused for why bother to write Momo's reaction. Anyway, two things happened on that day. First, the match between Sona and Rias is ended with draw. Second, Naruto and Middle having one hell of party on the night. Using all the money from the sale of their sold-out goods. All of it. When they realize their mistake on the next day, the two starts blame each other in the next minutes before grieving it together. Such a waste of money. So, why we are here again? Asked Middle as she's sitting on a chair while Naruto is eating a peanut in the student council room. The place was not tidy as the usual. There are foods and drink on the table, a TV near the windows, a festive decoration, a couple of sofa, and a banner that reads, "Congratulations for winning the match. Well, I thought Sona and the other student council member are deserved a party for their hard work," explained Naruto indifferently. By the way, aren't they still doing that dodgeball now? So why there's a banner that looked like they are winning already? Forget it. I don't want to hear the answer. The last one was said after Middle saw the blonde male already opened his mouth. She looks around her and can't be helped impressed at how luxurious it is. It's a rare for you doing something like this. Moreover, how did you get the money for this all? Asked Middle suspiciously. She knows that he's not as poor as he looks. Knowing all the expensive stuff in his house is convincing her to reach that conclusion. Well, I told Sona's older sister that we need money for the student council party at their match against Justice Chan. Knowing how she really loves her little sister, the girl just give it like that. Such a simple-minded girl, explained Naruto with cheeky grin. You are such unbelievable, you know? Middle deadpanned at Naruto. Yeah, hey, you're flattering me. That's not a compliment. The fallen angel sighed for how the blonde male in front her always being such an idiot. She almost forgets that he is the same man that could take her life easily. Naruto with how Middle said it quietly makes the atmosphere around them is slightly changed. What is it? Asked the janitor still eating the peanut. Could you train me? You know. Like that blue-haired devil. Middle look at Naruto hopefully. Naruto looked back at Middle for a few seconds, before he continues eating the peanuts. No, don't wanna. And you are wrong, I'm not trained her. I just give her an advice, said him indifferently. An advice? By punching, kicking, and throwing a log that could explode, you called it an advice? Said a bewildered Middle. Yeah. Also, don't forget about the frogs. The girl looks at him in for a moment before she sighed. Fine. So, Can I get an advice too? Asked Maitelt. Nope. Why? Is there something that I have to do to get it? Annoyed Maitelt by his answer. The blonde man sighed at her stubbornness. No, nothing. But why are you so persistent about it? Questioned the man while staring at the girl directly on her eyes. Maitelt facing the ground nervously. Now I know that the Lord is gone. I also know that my job to observing Hayatu is wouldn't last longer until someone replacing me. So, I thought to use this time to get stronger, to survive. And you are the strongest person as far as I can see it now. So, trailed off Maitelt. How can you be so sure about that? Forgetting replaced Naruto, tilting his head at her thought. The fallen angel chuckled before she answered, I'm not an idiot. She give Naruto a bitter smile. The reason you saved me from either the Gremory girl or Azazel-sama punishment was just for your amusement, right? Don't compare me to someone like Asia. I know how unfair the world is after all. Naruto keep looking at the blonde girl in her eyes before sighed. You have to try better than that. Then he start to eating the peanut again. I know. Agree Maitelt. That's why. She rose up from the chair and unzipped her skirt before unbuttoning her clothes one by one. The action where Maitelt suddenly stripped off her own clothes makes Naruto choke before he coughed several times. What the hell are you doing? Shouted the blonde male. Well, offering my body. Isn't that what you want? Said Maitelt emotionlessly without stopping. No. Who do you think I am? A rapist? Shouted Naruto, who decided to take off his shirt and throw it to Maitelt. Now Maitelt seems surprised about it. You are not? Shouted back the girl with a red hue now slowly formed in her face. Hell no. And why are you look surprised? Boo boo, but what's with that mountainous porn DVD on your secret room? How about the 88 of porn magazine under your bed? The 69s of smut books inside your drawer? Those 10 boxes of Euro games behind your cabinet? And 2 humanoid Dutch wives on your secret lab under the house? A rapid question comes from the girl who blushing furiously while try to covering her half-naked body. Gah! That was my hobby. Moreover, just because I have them, what make you could imply me as a rapist? And how you know where they are located and the amount all of it? Questioned back Naruto with shouting embarrassedly. Wah 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 wah, panicked Maitelt while suddenly takes a few step backs. Kya. Don't come near to me, you beast. Creepy otaku. Pervert. You are worse than a rapist. Don't talk like you're not one, you perverted girl. And how come a rapist is better than a pervert? Naruto pointed his finger while take a step up to the front. No. Now he's gonna locked me in a room, playing with my body, then sold me to an old dirty perverts before take my spilled naked pictures and spread it all over the net. That was one hell an imagination of you. Ooh, even though my dream is to become a sister of a church. Now I can't become one anymore. Crying Maitelt on the corner. Aren't you a fallen angel? And stop crying because I'm the one who want to do that now. Bio. The blonde janitor quickly clamped his mouth as if want to hide something. Tiba what? Maitelt, who now sobbing saw the male was frightened by something. And she can't be helped confused about was the thing that make him like that. Naruto calmed himself before sit back on a chair while let out an exhausted sigh. First those memories, and now that word. Muttered the blonde before being interrupted by boom. A sound of explosion that comes from the gym. Now what? Groaned the man. Forgetting Maitelt, who's still sobbing in the corner. One moment for calm down. Later now we see the 2 blonde-haired people is sitting in a chair with a different atmosphere. Actually, one devil and one fallen angel. There's Naruto give a stern gaze at Maitelt, who blushing and nervously looking at Naruto once a while. The girl still embarrassed for either of the misunderstanding, crying for nothing, also being found out that she is sometimes going to Naruto's room secretly and doing something that rated for over 18 years old in human age. I won't ask how there is a fallen angel who being sensitive about sex, even though you are always swearing and cursing while saying a word that related to it, said Naruto calmly. Nodded Maitelt meekly whilst her blush increasing. But now, I will ask about why are you sneaked to my room? I know that you are older than your looks, but the thought that you reading a smut watching a porn how or even playing with 2 humanoid Dutch wives just because you're curious is. Trailed off Naruto, who slightly blushed after saying about the Dutch wives. Yumamu. An unintelligent mutters out from Maitelt's mouth. Naruto sighed in displeasure. Now listen to me, Maitelt. You are the next sight was like a strict father scolding his little daughter who caught for watching porn for the first time. Where Naruto is giving a speech animatedly, Maitelt can only nodding about it. She even forgets about how he is all those perverted things in the first place. Let's leave with Naruto just more than good at distracting someone. Do you understand now? Finished Naruto with stern yet tiredly in the same time. Hi. Whined Maitelt, still looking down in shame. Good. Naruto nodded at that. Now, Here then he placing 5 paper on the table near the fallen angel. I'm only giving you that, nothing else. So use it wisely. The fallen angel turned her head and confused about it. This is the same paper in the log you throwing to that blue-haired devil, isn't it? The one that's sizzling before it explode. Nope, this one is increasing your weight. Use it with your own training method. Middle look at the paper like something disgusting. Ugh. Can you give me a different one? I don't want to be fat. Naruto blinked at the unrelated things before face palmed when he realized that Middle has mistook the weight word. What I mean is your body has just become heavier, not gained a fat, you foolish little sister of mine. The last one was said like a certain Uchiha who massacred his own clan. Hey, I'm not stupid. It's your fault not explained it more detailed. And I'm not your little sister. Whatever, dismissed Naruto easily. Anyway, each of the paper will double your weight. Either uses it to make your enemy's movement become slower, or to yourself when training so you could become faster. I've altered this one, so you just need to put it on your body, then channel your mana on it once to turn it on, and twice to shut down the paper. He takes a pause for breathing. The side effect is just your growth would be stunted, I see. She pondered a bit about that. Stunted, not stopped. Also. I suggest you to get using 1 paper first before you use 2 or even 3, continued Naruto. Why? Questioned Middle as she tilting her head. Naruto shrugged his shoulder before answered it. If you want feel like stepped by an invisible elephant, then feel free to do it. The fallen angel blinked at the weird explanation. Get used by 1 paper first. Got it, she nodded to emphasize it. Middle looked at the paper, or more exactly on the unusual lines, before she asked the older blonde. What does this squiggle things mean anyway? Naruto snapped his right fingers before a puff of smoke that revealing a canned drink appeared in his hand. The girl who already used to that just ignored the display and waiting how he opened the can, before drink it then give his answer. Actually, I already use it for teleporting, seal some things, also create a pocket dimension and give a no damn bother to understanding it, said Naruto nonchalantly. That makes younger blonde's eyebrows twitched. Then how can you create it? I'm really good at Tetris. What the hell with that answer? I also good with Rubik. It still not answered the question. Oh, and I love ramen. That one is not related. Your black lace panties doesn't suitable for you. Shut up, you pervert. And forget about it already. Naruto take another gulp from the drink. Hooah, and let out a blessed sigh. Why are you so relaxed about this? Naruto just shrugged his shoulder again before looking at the window. Seeing the older blonde doesn't say anything, Middle sighed after giving that Succomies. It seems she sighed a lot these past days. Oh God, I hate this guy, muttered Middle tiredly as she decided it was enough and get up before going to get some drinks on another table near the window. The biblical God is already dead, you know? I know. Don't remind me about that, you jerk, yelled Middle before she drank a glass of juice. Mit-chan. Looks like your Tsukumi level is up, continued Naruto. It doesn't make me happy, said Middle tiredly while gulping her second glass of juice. Naruto, who saw how exhausted she is, just waiting patiently before he felt something, or more exactly a group of people whom walking to his direction. It seems the student council member is coming back, said Naruto with a grin in his face. Thank God, don't say it. Quickly interrupted Middle when she saw the blonde opened his mouth. Naruto give her a pout before the grin is back in his face. Well, how about a surprise before the party? After he put the canned drink, the janitor snapping his right fingers once again. A puff of smoke appeared along with the things that come out from it. Oh yeah, it would be one hell of surprise, said Naruto as he put a bazooka in his shoulder. Yes, a bazooka. Are you out of your mind? They would end up in a hospital if you fire it on them. Just do it normally, you frickin' idiot, shouted Middle with her recharged Succomi energy. But no buts. Just change it already, fine. Muttered Naruto disappointedly. The bazooka is gone with puff of smoke, before a different object is appeared and falling to Naruto's hand. Kerchak Middle sighed tiredly after looking at the object that appeared. Just how difficult the word normal is to you. This is normal for me, Naruto tried arguing this time. Middle give him a long flat stare. Enough, just throw back that shotgun and use the usual party popper now, said Middle with finality. Ha! You're not fun. Aha! No. You can't use a grenade, TNT, C4, or even napalm, interrupted Middle calmly. Ha! Naruto sighed in disappointment. How about and don't you friggin' trying to use a laser gun, biological weapon, or even mutants? Actually don't care. Don't need to care. And I don't even really want to care if you actually have 4 mutant ninja turtle or not, god damn it. I know the Lord is already dead. Dead as in die, taken by a death to the dead realm. I know it already. And don't you try to keep remind me of it. You are wrong about the dead realm part, I don't. F you king. Care, you son of a whore. Objection. My mother was a good woman. And my creator was Fu king dead, so what? Fine. Naruto looking at the fallen angel who panting for a seconds, before he throw back the shotgun that's still on his hands. He then summoned a normal party popper and a whistle for him and Maitelt. Finally. Something normal, shouted Maitelt in relief. She still can't believe that how come there's someone who an idiot and genius in the same time. No. He's more like a crazy than an idiot. They waiting Sona and the others who know why it's so long for they to come there. Ah, they are only behind the door now. Get ready, no. Get ready, Nanari-chan. A grunt is the answer he gets. The door to the student council room is open, then revealing Sona and the other member. Pop pop congratulation, shouted Naruto cheerfully. Meanwhile Maitelt is only blowing the whistle. Wah, what is this? A surprised comment comes from Sona. Hee, what else? It's a party, said Naruto. Party? Asked Sona confusedly. Yep. Well. When I heard you're gonna have another match, we decided to make a winning party for you all, explained further the man who now blowing the whistle along with Maitelt. Mo waik fiish fwicked yao shishcher, said Maitelt, a whistle in her mouth. Ha, don't mind her. She is just tired after preparing this all, quickly interrupted Naruto. Actually, what the fallen angel mean is, more like he has tricked your sister. But like the janitor said, she is already tired and didn't care to release the whistle to say it. Sona looked at the blonde-haired girl for seconds before she looking back at Naruto. Hi. But, well, said Sona nervously. There's slight gloom aura around her and the other student council member. What is it? Asked Naruto cheerfully. The more they quiet, the dullness is increased. Oh. Ha. I know, don't worry about the money. I don't mind it, Naruto waving his hands while Maitelt look at the janitor with flat stare. Whose money again? Thought he fallen angel. It's not that. Muttered Sona. Ha. Keiku, just let me say it instead, sighed Tomoe from behind. Say it? What are you talking about, Tomoe-ki? Questioned Naruto that even Maitelt is also curious about it. Actually, Then she saw it. Lots of food and drinks, a festive decoration, a comfortable looking sofa, and there's even a TV in there. Tomoe paused before finding the ground more interesting. She can't even say that they actually lost on the match, after saw the effort from how the two blonde in front her to prepare the party. Actually Naruto-san. We lost the match, it's come from none other than Hanakai Momo. Surprised several people from the student council. Naruto blinked several times, before give them reassuring smile. I see. Well, it can't be helped then. How about we change it to celebrate how hard working you all for these past days instead? Continued Naruto, who makes the others surprised about it. But. Trailed off Kusaka Raya. Tweet. Translated as, oi, all of them now looking at the source of that whistle sound. Tweet, translated as, just frickin' start already. I'm tired in here, you are. If I'm not wrong, the transfer student in the same class with Hayao. Namikaze Nanari, the little sister of Namikaze Naruto, said Saji while looking at the girl. He actually confused as why she is in here. Tweet, translated as, you're right, shithead, Maitelt just nodded while blow the whistle at the other blonde male. It seems the Citri devil hasn't told them about the fallen angel part yet. I think Nanari-chan wanna say don't worry, right? Asked Naruto, who get another tweet, fu ku, from Maitelt. The student council members are smiling relieved at that, except Sona, who looking at Maitelt directly in her eyes, while the fallen angel who noticed it didn't bothered by it. The Citri heiress didn't see ulterior motives or lies in there, but she saw how tired the blonde-haired girl is. I see. That fallen angel is just too tired to answering. Probably because. Trailed off Sona as she looking at Naruto. Why, I'm not surprised. Well, she knows how effective is Naruto to make someone tired without physical contact. She has the experience about it. Now let's change this before we started, said Naruto excitedly before he grabbed a marker and writing something on the banner. The others who now looking at their janitor can't be helped being also excited. They waiting for what the blonde-haired male write before read it when he done. Congratulations for not winning the match. Instantly, the dullness became 10 times worse than before. Keiku. What is this urge to castrate someone named Namikaze Naruto? An emotionless word comes from Tomoe. Sona didn't answer the oblivious answer. Yosh. Let's far tie. The others decided to comply it, but before throwing out the banner from a window and use a high-class fire magic to incinerate it. I know, it's not good, was it? Don't know if you could see it or not, but the timeline that I use is after the 4th Shinobi Wars. Anyway, I need your help about the grammar, so please, could you mention at least one scene that I should fix? I also want to know how old Sona actually is. Because I found in DD Wikia that female devils tend to utilize magic in order to appear much younger than their physical age would suggest. So, it makes me slightly doubt about Rias and the other female's age. Here's some Omakes, don't know if it's worth or not. Omake, first night. It was a nighttime when Maitelt arrived at her new place. A cabin that located exactly near the school where her target attended. In front her, there's a suitcase, clothes, and another necessary stuffs for her to live in there. A fresh, new, remembered how she herself who buy it several hours before, and it's all paid by the man in front her. Her savior. Aeno. Naruto. Sama, I want to say how great. Okay, stop. The blonde man interrupts her when she wants to say how grateful she is. First, stop with that Sama stuff. Naruto, just call me with that name. Second, no need to thank me, you're just lucky that I picked up you instead, that blue-haired busty girl. But still. A rather loud sigh out from Naruto. He looks at Maitelt in annoyance for a moment, before a Cheshire grin formed in his face. Then, if you really want to thank me. Somehow, she felt something bad will happen to her. Really, bad. Omake, yes. Now raise your hip a little bit higher, said Naruto with sensual voice and evil grin. Lee. Like this, complied Maitelt with same sensual voice as heavy blush formed on her face. Good, now. Face this way, then raise and clench your right hand while say, Naya and Naya, complied Maitelt with embarrassment. What happened in there is Maitelt who posed like a cat on top of a sofa. Different from her usual goth lolly outfit, what she wears is a white one-piece dress with yellow cat ears and tail. Meanwhile Naruto is. Snap snap snap, great, this will definitely sell expensive in that lolicon site. He's taking pictures of Maitelt with money-shaped eyes. Maitelt give the man a strained smile. Apparently, this bastard told her to cosplay into various character and take her pictures before sell it on some sites. Shrine maiden, magical girl, police officer, teacher, cheerleader, nurse, flight attendant, waitress, and even a maid. She told herself to hold it because it will over anyway, and this is nothing compared how he saved her life. Okay, next one is this: when Maitelt saw a sexy string bikini in Naruto's hands. Like hell I would wear that, she snapped. In a flash, a roundhouse kick already delivered to Naruto's jaw, makes the blonde man knocked back in slow motion before crash to a door with sickening sound. This. Fuga. Maitelt grabbed the camera still with furious face, then splitting it into two with her bare hands, before she threw it to the ground and began to trampling it. By the way, that one is inspired when the author saw something similar at some martial arts channel on TV. Inner energy, they say. Anyway, after some minutes, Maitelt realized what she did. She was beyond fear when Naruto, already standing in front her with shadow, covered his face. Maitelt chided herself, she should know not to be such an idiot and near someone who could take her life easily. This person in front of her could make the leader of fallen angels back off after all. Na Naruto-sama. This. She shut her eyes in fear when Naruto moved, before open her eyes slowly when felt nothing happened. My. Maitelt look at Naruto, who already kneeling in front of her with whatever left from the camera in his hands. Nah. Naruto-sama, I terribly sorry about it. I didn't mean to Whatever that Maitelt want to say is interrupted when she saw something that really weird in front of her. Give it back. Give it back. Give it back. Give it. She sweat dropped when saw the blonde wailing and rolling to left and right like a child. Aeno. Naruto-sama. She takes a step back when the man suddenly stopped and gives her a glare. You. Take off your clothes and wear this. Maitelt blinked twice when she saw 3 band-aids in Naruto's hands, before an image when she wears nothing but those 3 band-aids to covering her nipples and her private parts appeared in her mind. The hell you're thinking, you pervert, snapped the girl who delivered a comical senpukyaku to the man, which means another slow motion scene where he knocked back but more fiercely. Ha. 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 The blonde girl panting for a moment, before she realized again what she did. Maitelt start sweating bullets. Not only once, but she already kicked her savior twice. She become cautious when Naruto's body twitched, before sweat dropped when saw those swirly things in his eyes. Isn't he supposed to be some super strong character or something like that? Maitelt quickly think for what to do in this mess, before her face lightened up when found one. Omake, yuck. What happened? Naruto woke up with a grunt, his vision was blurred for a moment before he saw Maitelt already in front of him with a glass of water in her hands. Here. Thank you. Naruto took the glass and drank the water. Still, how come he could pass out after trip like that? Naruto looked at Maitelt in confusion when she suddenly blurted out that. Huh? Who? Don't you remember that you tripped out of nothing like an idiot before pass out? Naruto scratched his head in bewilderment at Maitelt's deadpan face. Really? Why I don't remember it. Don't know. Maitelt shrugged her shoulders. When we arrived in here, you said to make this place like my own home and not to call you with Sama before you tripped out of nothing then pass out. Naruto gives Maitelt a flat stare at that absurd explanation. What? You don't believe me, are you? Naruto pointed his face and says, you think this face says I believe that? Hell no. He shook his head before sighed tiredly. Whatever, your room is in there. He pointed a random door before rose up from the couch where he was laying. Put your things in there while I'll make a dinner. Maitelt nodded and complied what the blonde man said. She took her suitcase and other things before going to the room. The fallen angel looked at Naruto who putting an apron on himself for a moment, before she closed the door and slumped down. It worked, said the girl as tears of happiness out from her eyes. Unknown to her, Naruto who already cooking the food in front of him is caressing his cheek. Damn, that was a good kick. He flipped the food for several times before continue what he wants to say. Well, it's a small price to make her to loosen up. He caresses his cheek again, maybe not. Omake, Urogami. In the evening, at a cult research club's room when the entire member doing their own activity. Rias is reading a book, Akeno is sipping tea in her hands, Koneko and Kiba are playing chess, also Asia and Issei who doing their homework in there. Ano. Issei-san called Asia with rather contemplating face. What is it, Asia? Questioned the brunette. Actually I'm curious about something, may I ask it? Sure it's about Naruto-san. Instantly, all the devils in there are perked up after heard the familiar name. I was wondering about why you called him Urogami, continued Asia as she tilting her head. Eh? Surprised the brunette at the unexpected question. I just call him that because. Something that happened long time ago. Yeah, something. Issei give the Asia a nod as for emphasizing it. But don't mind about it, Asia, there's nothing special about the name. So it nothing needs to talk about that. It's a boring story anyway. Actually, Issei, said Rias who joined the conversation, I'm also curious about it. Can you tell us more about Namikaze? Asked the red-haired devil with a smile as she closing her book. Yufufufu, I'm also interested about it, said Akeno who putting her tea. We also want to hear it. Comes from Yuto while Koneko just nodded. Issei blinked at the sudden attention. He sighed knowing they already focused the subject at him. Fine. The brunette rose up before walked to a nearby window and looking at the sunset with longing face. Issei-san, so cool. Thought Asia as she saw the different side of her crush. It was when I'm still on my first year on this academy. Trailed off Issei as he remembered what happened on that day. A suddenly flashback comes from the emotionless Koneko. Issei still ignore it anyway. Flashback. It was a normal morning in Kuo Academy. Pervert. Oh ow. A younger Murayama and Katase who hold a bokken in their hands chasing a younger Issei, Matsuda, and Motohama. The three young men were running through to the woods behind Kuo baseball field, doesn't realize the girls already stopped chasing them. Ha. Are they still chasing us? Asked Motohama who panting like Issei and Matsuda. Ha. I think. They already gone, Issei said to them while looking behind him. Thank goodness. Matsuda suddenly fell to the ground, too tired because he is not that good with physical activities. The three decided to take a rest in there, waiting for their energy back. But, Motohama said it with perverted grin, did you look that opai? They are bigger than I imagine they do be. Hey. I think so, Issei agree with the bald man. Humph, be grateful of my secret opai watch seat, smirked Matsuda while looking at the two. Oh. Thanks as always, best friend, said both Issei and Motohama in unison. Bang. A small hole with smoke around it was created on a tree behind them. None of the three could say anything. They are too surprised about what happened at the moment. Guys, is it me or that sound from before has sounded like a gunshot? Questioned Matsuda nervously. And no way. Who would shot a gun in a high school, right? Aha. Ha, said Motohama who laughing now. That's right. Who would warata-tata-tata-tot before Issei finished his words, they are showered by more gunshot from nowhere. What? Ooh. Yeah. The three are running like a headless chicken. Trying to dodge the bullets that somehow never hit them. What the heck is going on? This comes from Issei. The hell I know. Matsuda, do something. And this one from Motohama. Mayday mayday. The enemy attacks US. HQ, we need a reinforcement now. I repeat. We need reinforcement now. Damn it, it's no use. What the heck are you trying to do anyway? This from Issei again. This won't do, we have to split up, shouted Motohama. Eh? Issei surprised at the suggestion. You are right. On 3, agreed Matsuda. Wait a minute, you guys, Issei tries to argue. 3. Quickly, Motohama turned to the right meanwhile Matsuda to the left, leaving Issei paused for a moment before continuing run to the front. Skletch, SHRRRRRR. The shots are stopped after the brunette running for who knows he did it, makes him could rest while panting like a dog. What? What was that all about? Asked Issei to no one as he leaning to a tree. He stays still in there for minutes, thinking if either Motohama or Matsuda is fine or not. KSH, a sound of something moving from the bush makes him tensed. Hello? Questioned Issei cautiously. Is anybody in there? Shouted someone from behind the trees. Yes. There's a person in here, shouted back Issei unhappy as he heard someone. Please wait a minute. Asked the person from behind the trees. Hi. He waiting for the person, before revealed it was someone he knows as the janitor of Kuo Academy. Namikaze Naruto. You are a student, right? Why are you here? Didn't you read the sign? Questioned the janitor to brunette. See sign? What sign? Moreover, where was that gunshot from anyway? Questioned back Issei tiredly. Oh, that was from me, said Naruto as he raised his hand. It's from you? Yelled the brunette as he pointing his finger. Naruto blinked several times at the gesture. Yeah, I was told this area is already clear. So I didn't check it first. Such an irresponsible man you are. How if there's someone in here? Moreover, how if the stray bullet's hitting a student? They'll hurt or dead, of course, shrugged Naruto indifferently. You bastard. Well. The authorities of this school are already make sure to prevent such thing like that. Didn't one of the student council told you about it? About what? Questioned back Issei. As far as he remembers, there's no announcement from the student council about the woods behind the baseball field. There are some animal that escaped from a central zoo and reported come to this place. Escaped animals? That's right, the janitor nodded. A lion, a zebra, a giraffe, a hippopotamus, 4 penguins, and 2 chimpanzees. Well, how about we put it aside for a moment and answer me, what are you doing in here anyway? Because ignoring the rule about going in here would make you get a detention. Is what the Keiku said. Explained the blonde-haired janitor. I am. Issei looking around to search an excuse. He really didn't want to get a detention. Lost? Yeah. I'm lost when running with my friends from something. Explained Issei nervously. That's right. Did you see my friends? One is bald and the other one is look like an otaku? Questioned Issei after he remembered those two. No. Why don't you call those two with a phone or something? Questioned back the janitor. You're right. Therefore, Issei called the two and asked them where they are. He was relieved when they are already on outside the woods. Anyway, come with me. This place is still dangerous after all, ordered Naruto as he turned back and start walking. Hi. Thank you very much, shouted Issei as he following the janitor. He walking in awkward silence, the brunette didn't know what to say to the blonde-haired man. Anosa. Called the Naruto randomly. What is it, janitor-san? You are one of the perverted trio, aren't ya? Gay responded quickly by the freshman, before he sighed tiredly. So it's already spread out, huh? So, who's the unlucky girls that defiled by you? Questioned Naruto casually. Shouted Issei in surprise. I said who's the unlucky girls that defiled by you? Questioned Naruto again. The hell I'm doing that. I may be a pervert, but I have a dignity, declared Issei with a nod to emphasizing it. Besides, I never grope a girl's opie, continued the brunette with pumping fist and manly tears. That sounds really pitiful of you, pointed out Naruto. Issei suddenly on all fours in the ground while crying for his pitiable life. Naruto ignore the brunette and continue walking, but before says. That is what to be expected from a low-rated pervert after all. Twitch, a low-rated pervert after all. A low-rated pervert. A low-rated. The voice from that janitor still ringing in Issei's ears. What did you say? Muttered the wannabe harem king. I said you were a low-rated pervert, what's with it? Naruto stopped his walk and turned back facing Issei. The brunette rose up slowly with shadow covered his face. Take it back. Muttered the brunette, loud enough for the blonde-haired man to hear it. Why should I? Shrugged the janitor. I said, take. It. Back, yelled Issei as he glaring at Naruto. Who Naruto smirked at the display. Then, if you could answer my question with right, I'll take it back. A determined face was formed in Issei's face. Shoot he. That's a good eyes, kid. Now, it's not a really hard question. Naruto had a pause for a moment. What is the meaning of opai for you? Huh? Issei blinked several times at the unexpected question, before a smirk was plastered in his face. That was easy. The brunette closed his eyes while pumping his fist. Opai, tits, boobs. Is a sacred objects that made by the god. It has multiple use with variety shape, softness, and firmness. One of the functions is for massage your fingers by Groga. An uppercut interrupted the brunette. What the hell are you doing, team? Yelled Issei while caressing his jaw. What are those trash you spouting about? Yelled back the janitor. That makes Issei flinched. Object? Function? Don't you dare to compare them for tools. Issei give the janitor a hateful glare. Then. Tell me what the meaning of opai for you. Let me give you a lesson, kiddo, said the janitor with sagely tone as he crossed his hands. Opai is a living proof of hope and dreams. The hey, scoffed Issei, cutting the janitor before he finished. That's it? Just some hope and dreams? Then. How about the flat-chested one? The ideal type one? Or even the big boobs type one? Do you want to tell me? The bigger they are, the bigger hope and dreams they has in them? Don't you mess with me. Naruto give Issei an emotionless stare. Are you done already? Because I will continue my answer. Issei just give the blonde male another hateful glare. What I want to say before you, foolish brown monkey who interrupt me is. The reason why opai are attached in woman's chest and not in another place of their body, is because they were connected to their heart. To their feelings. Issei's eyes widened at the new revelation. Connected. To their feelings. That's right. And the size of how big or small of them is not the same as their hope and dreams, but it is like a padlock that bounded to their heart. A padlock. Muttered Issei like a confused believer, of their own faith. Yes, my child. A different lock, need a different key. And that's our job as a male. For be their key to unlocking it. Before sharing our hope and dreams with each other, continued as he start to walk at Issei who on all four, looking to the ground in disbelief. No. That's not true. It's a lie. That can't be true. Naruto put his hands to the brunette's shoulders. Make Issei looking at the shadow-covered janitor's face. Then, let me say this. Opai also filled something with what we called as love. Tell me, kid. The blonde-haired man give Issei piercing gaze with a fire of will can be seen in there. Isn't that is what your mother feed you, when you are just a baby. Cling a certain image appeared in Issei's head. About a light brown-haired man with glasses, and a dark brown-haired woman who is feeding a baby in a hospital room. Ho ho ho, look at that, honey. Our son is so excited, laughed the man while looking at the baby. You foo-foo-foo, you are right, dear. Our little Issei looks so happy, agreed the woman who keeps feeding the baby. Tears already leaked from Issei's eyes, as if remembering something that he's forgotten deep his heart. The brunette feels someone patting his head, makes him aware for what he saw in front him. The janitor, smiling with a halo on top his head. He also has a pair of golden wings and golden light that irradiating from his behind. I. Issei was stuttered, can't say anything because of the godly sight on front of him. It's fine, my child. Your eyes seems already opened after that. The brunette could only cry after find the one who lead him to the new path of Eros. Flashback and after that, he told me, teach me, and help me to know many things that I never thought it was exist in this world. Then, I was decided to call him as Urogami from that day. As in the god of perverts, continued Issei as he still continued looking at the sunset. Meanwhile the other member of Occult Research Club has several reactions after heard the story. Rias massaging her forehead with a bead of sweat trailed on the side of her face. Akeno just said chuckling before saying her usual ara ara catchphrase. Koneko just give her best deadpan stare as she munching a snack now. Kiba laughing weakly at the unique story. And Asia is smiling nervously at her crush. They don't have to be told about what Issei means by many things. Knowing from the brunette behavior, they knew it was something perverted. Ah, said Issei as he remembers something. By the way, on the next day Urogami told me to buy us several books. And because he's on a good mood that day, I just have to buy 3 books to get a discount half price of 1 book. And, said Issei excitedly before pause then going to get his school bag and rummaging something on the inside. Jan, shouted the brunette as he took out a book. This is one of it, the best one I ever read. The Sixth Path of Eros. A tale of traveling sage with his 9 beautiful companion to search a way for facing his inner desire so he can defeat a demonic tree, said Issei passionately before he pumping his fist with manly tears. It was so great, I never bored even after read it many times. The man who write. Meanwhile the brunette is lost on his own world. Rias and the others have their own conversation. Akeno called Rias as she looking at her pawn who's still babbling about the book excitedly. Hi, Buku? Answered the busty black-haired girl. That was a swindle, wasn't it? Questioned the Gremory as she realized how Issei was tricked by the blonde-haired janitor to buy a book. Yufufufu. It is, Buku, agreed the priestess of thunder. Well. There are some people like that too. This comes from the Bizounen. Pervert and idiot are connected to each other, commented the emotionless Lolly. Issei-san, said Asia helplessly.